Trash to Cash podcast, episode 87. I'm Dave, the ADH guy. With me, as always, is hold on.
Carrie,
American Arbitrage.
What is happening? Dude, I
Picker.
felt so confident for him, and now I
moved him around. I'm sorry.
It feels off now.
I'm sorry, I did it. All right, anyways, so this is a show, and I am not in my normal place. I'm in an Airbnb. Kevin's back in his little brothel. Hovel. Yep. What's the word?
Kitchen.
Kitchen, that's it, yes. And Carrie's where he always is.
I'm in my room that's progressively, as you guys watch week by week, gets worse and worse behind me. It's amazing.
And now Carrie's talking at his normal level, so let me fix it.
No,
we were doing this testing earlier, and we're like trying to do a mic test, and Carrie's like whispering everything. Which reminds me, we went to a restaurant this morning, me and Death Pile Picker and my family, and the waitress was straight up whispering. Like everything. She's like, how are you liking your meal? Like that sort of stuff, Kevin. And do you know anything about Mike? How do you think that went with him?
Yeah. I'm guessing he had a 5-word answer and 3 of the words were swear words.
No, he was like, is she talking? Like, seriously, are you talking?
Are you talking?
He couldn't hear
You guys have been in North Carolina, right? Picking?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Highway 301 sale. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.
I mean, has it been fun?
If you want to call
it
picking, yeah, we should talk about that. Yeah, for sure.
Because, like, really, it was fun. It was fun because we had people with us, but these highway sales are brutal. Absolutely brutal. Did you just put gum in your mouth or like some snooze? Are you like doing?
Gum.
Yeah, it's the chew. Cocaine. He's back on the chew again.
You chewing? Are you chewing on the podcast?
Dipping,
Shouldn't you at least put your overalls on?
Yeah.
Maybe take that shirt off.
My
overalls.
Have
a little chest hair. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
Yeah.
So 301, Carrie. This is
pierced nipples through his shirt. It's weird.
Do you remember, Carrie, how I didn't want to pick with y'all in Vegas because y'all were just grumpy all the time? That was Dave about half the time. He was actually actively trying to.
We didn't even talk to you before you ditched us, though. So how did you know if we were grumpy or not?
I just knew.
Did his internet just die while he was saying that, or was that my internet?
No, tell me it's not mine. Mine, I think
it's your internet. I heard Kevin well.
Wow.
Well, I'm in an Airbnb, so it's very possibly mine. Hopefully it holds up pretty well, so we'll see. Yeah, so anyway,
it's
so
tough.
I missed what Kevin said, but I'm sure it was
whatever.
Good.
Highway sales, they're hard. You know, and I've said this before. If you really want, Dave's spoiled. We know this because he had, the Land of Milk and Honey Raleigh for a long, long time. And then he goes down to Florida and he starts whining about it for a few months. And then all of a sudden it's the greatest place to pick in the world. And so he comes up to the highway sale, Carrie. And we're at the highway sale. And he comes out. First of all, he didn't stay with us. He's too good.
Yeah,
had to stay with his wife.
You guys, that's for sure.
And
my family wanted me to stay with them. I'm sorry.
And he comes out, he's tired, whatever. So, and then we go out picking the first day. At the end of the day, he goes home and he's like, you want to pick in Raleigh tomorrow? You want to pick in Raleigh?
Dude, I said that because the picking wasn't that good.
No. It was actually better the second day than the first.
It was, yeah.
But we didn't find much of the good stuff. Mike did and Eric. No, that's not true. Actually, Dave, I'll be honest with y'all here. Dave outpicked me. Everybody outpicked me this weekend, especially the first day because I was hobbling around.
Is the real key to country picking, Kevin? Is the real key to country picking just finding like a stray sheep or wild boar that you can film so that you can have some sort of folksy intro at the end of your video?
Dude, this happened. There was the donkey moment. There was the whole donkey
There's a whole donkey incident, let me tell you.
There was the great donkey incident of 2023. We did find a really cool mater truck that someone had decorated as mater, and so he got his outro footage anyways with that. So
going down the road to go to a garage sale. I like to go off those roads and see if we can find some. We bought a couple things there, and I see this donkey on the way, and Dave is going to tease me if I stop and get a video of this donkey. So I'm like, I'll get it on the way back. So we go to the sale, turn around, come back, donkey's
I won't
gone.
Tease him on the way back for some reason.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
You're going to soften me up.
So you didn't realize, Dave, you were in the car with the Cracker Barrel Fellini. He's a director, he's an artist, and you have to respect that.
It's real hard to film a donkey, man. It was hanging, its face was hanging over the fence. little fence right there, and he's just sitting there. I'm like, this is perfect. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And Dave, of course, teases me afterwards, even though the donkey I didn't find, and he puts it on Instagram immediately.
I did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how we got off onto the donkey show section of this.
Because you have ADHD. Because I was going to stick to the highway sale topic.
I thought like 3 minutes in of
mode.
solid content before we got to the donkey material was good.
the jackass moment.
So, hold on. Here's the thing. I would say if you want to go to 100-mile yard sales, expect a flea market experience.
Yeah, I'd say
That's
60 to 70% of the people are vendors or resellers, and then 30 to 40, but they're individual, right? If you go to one place and pick. Although, Dave, you'll say that. Where were the best finds of the whole week? Not just us.
That was kind of part of what I was going to say. On this sale, and I think every highway sale is different. Crossville, Tennessee was different. But this one, pretty much all the individual sellers who weren't resellers did rent spots in the tent villages. They did actually bring their stuff with them to a tent village or to a Dollar General parking lot. There was not hardly any neighborhoods having sales off the road. It was maybe one the whole way. We only saw one neighborhood having a sale. Whereas with Crossville, we went, neighborhood here, neighborhood there, neighborhood here, neighborhood there. There was quite a few off the beaten path. This one, it was really, so this is our new advice, at least my new advice for the 301. Go ahead and go to the tent villages and just try to feel people out and find the people who might not be flea market type vendors. I mean, we're talking, me and Kevin Carey were at a booth, okay, at the very end, 3 o'clock in the afternoon on second day, and there's a dude quoting prices twice the price of eBay. And he had everything left. Like, what was the point of going?
Yeah.
I've tried to make a deal on golf club head covers. He's like, no. He's like, I'm not doing that. Like,
he laughed at Kevin's offer. There's your thumbnail.
Did. But still, Dave, I'm going to make this point. The second day, the best sales the second day. We got our best find thanks to Dave. I have to give him full credit because I was walking away. He's like, somebody just pulled in and they're setting up over there. I'm like, oh, okay. And we found $1,000 worth of stuff. But the best finds for everybody else that day were actually from vendors. Mike's find was from a vendor.
Yeah, that was a vendor,
He had another find that was really awesome, too. But
I could see that, though. If it's a legitimate person who's been reselling for years and understands the importance of moving product, they could very well give you a discount or a bulk deal.
He got a $500 box of video games for $100, $600 maybe. I don't know. He'd have to tell you, but
that's about
he
right.
got that. And Dave, I think your best buy, I don't know if it's your best buy, one of your best buys was the, am I supposed to give it away? Your Select Division?
Fine. I don't care.
And that was a vendor.
Yeah, that was a vendor.
And Eric bought tons of electronics and a crazy good deal. And that was a vendor. He had a hat find. That was a vendor. So, you know. I didn't,
you can do well with the vendors. It's just work. It's just a lot of work, and it's not like garage sailing where you're going to expect to like roll up on a bunch of you don't
like
get the
Kevin's
steals.
used to just straight up stealing from elderly people in the country.
Come on.
Listen, so I've seen your videos. I think you got to be called out. You're stealing from the old people.
Dude, I got another. Remember I told you that somebody reviewed a video of mine? That happened again, and I wish I wrote down the name of the thing. This person was nice though. Although it was the worst picking day of all time, and she's like, "Oh yeah, they did great." And whatever. I'm like, this was terrible.
That's funny. No, it's like a flea market. That's the same thing at the flea market. You go to the flea market and you just expect to pay up. You're just not getting the crazy deals. You pay up, but if you get comfortable with it and you pay up on the stuff you know, then you can succeed. And so that's like, I'd say for brand new sellers, 100-mile sales are dangerous.
Yes.
I really think that. Same with flea markets. They're dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, you need to really know some stuff to do well at these things or get lucky.
You can make way more mistakes at garage sales because the prices, or at least around here, are way lower.
Low-cost mistakes. Exactly.
Low-cost mistakes.
They're high-cost mistakes at a 100-mile sale, for sure. Yeah. So just be careful if you, get excited because some weirdo's Facebook group keeps telling you about
you guys were discussing
sales.
On our group text, how much money you guys are taking to these yard sales. You guys are going to be making a lot of high-cost mistakes when you carry around that much cash. I don't even carry remotely close to that much.
Kevin told a little cute old lady that he had all the singles because of the strip club the night prior. She looked at him like,
he
what?
put in a full shift, and you can make a lot of money.
Listen, the second day we did it a little different. Dave, you can expand on that if you want, but let's just say that I was very nervous because some of this content's going to be on my. No, that's not why I was nervous, because Dave says things that I'm thinking in my head when he said them. I'd edit that out. I'd edit that out. I'd edit that out. I'm like, what are you doing?
You said
He's insulting
too,
everybody.
Like you're looking at like double D bras and telling me I should wear them. Like, I'm not going to look good in that.
That's not insulting to anybody but you. I'm talking about insulting.
You're insulting my man
Dave,
boobs.
We get it. This is Dave, and I didn't know this about Dave.
It's a compliment, really, if you think about it.
Every time Dave buys something, he tells them what the change is supposed to be. Every time. This is what the change is supposed to be.
People get so mad.
Yep.
People get so mad and offended.
Carrie,
and some people are like appreciative. And Kevin, the only reason I do that is because like I have videos where people give me the wrong change, and then I don't notice it. It just happened like 2 weeks ago. Someone gave me back the wrong change, and I didn't notice it.
Carrie, just listen. Don't ignore him. He pulls up to a hot dog stand. A hot dog stand. And he gives this the big long hot dog.
Garage sale food.
It's $5. It's not like it's $6.50. It's $5. He hands the lady a 20. She gives it to her daughter, and he says, "That's $15 change." The lady looks up at him and goes, "She's an honor student." It's $15.
I like this revisionist history. Revisionist history, Kevin. She said
for a week
she was
she's been selling these things. She knows how to make change for 20.
Kevin, this is revisionist history because she's sitting there looking at her mom completely perplexed, and she's like, "How much are the dogs?" And then I said, "Oh, I get 15 back because they're $5." I was just answering her question. Kevin's just leaving that part out of the conversation.
Dave and me when it comes to that. If I'm buying a hot dog and giving them $20 and it's a $5 hot dog, 20 minutes later we're in the car and I'm asking Dawn, do we get change for the hot dog? Because I have no memory.
I got worse than that.
I've literally walked off before I've gotten change before. So
I've driven through Taco Bell in Bedford. I pay for my food. I order my food. I drive up. I pay for my food, and I drive away. Didn't even get the food. Done it twice.
That's what happens when you're rolling in the cash, Kevin. You just don't even care about that.
Well, you were just taking
back.
the shortcut. It was going to be in and out in 5 seconds anyways. Might as well not even put it in.
I'm like, what did I just do? I got to go back in the store. I'm like, I forgot my food.
Don't they notice? Don't they like hold it out the window or something? They,
I was gone.
Do this whole thing? Oh, you're gone.
I've definitely paid for stuff before I got the food too. I've done
Dave, so I can't believe you went out to eat with Death Pile Picker today after he smoked me at the garage sales, man. He got 2 great finds.
Well, he smoked cigarettes too. We should confront him on that.
Don't go with him because he takes forever, and he won't smoke his own car because Uncle Steve was. But everybody had good picks this week, but I struggled a little bit. The first day was terrible. The very first sale, did pretty good.
Funny.
$120 sale. It's not funny, but Dave, I'm looking at this sale, and I see these tables across the way, and they're bringing out stuff, and I'm like, there's probably some good stuff over there, but I don't know if I want to walk over there. Next thing I know, Dave's over there. Boom, boom, pulls out a soft sculpture Cabbage Patch Kid. He had no idea. He's like, "Is this good?" I should have just told him no. I'm like, I'll get your money back for it, but I didn't. It was a good find. So
listen. I knew it was better than $5 that she was asking, so I bought it. So that's all you really need to know is just a little bit to be dangerous. But Kevin, the first day,
enough to be dangerous.
Oh boy,
Carrie,
I'm just gonna quit early.
He was channeling his inner 900-year-old. The whole time he's hobbled over, he's like, I'm in so much pain. He's just complaining. He can't get out of his car at all. He's got his hand on his back. He's shopping canes at yard sales. It was crazy.
No, you brought me a cane, jerk.
I could bring you a few canes.
I had a semi close experience to that.
Congrats.
We went to the parade for the Golden Knights yesterday.
I saw that. You were drinking Happy Dad. I was like, what is this?
No, that was a joke. I didn't drink. I just pretended like I was drinking. But we got there way early, me and Biscuit Butt, Archie, and we parked at the Rio, which is like 20 minutes away, and we had to walk over the freeway. And then we were walking the whole parade.
Walk over the freeway?
I was in so much pain by the end of the night. It was just from constant walking and reverie and all the diet sodas I had drank.
Maybe you should have had a Happy Dad.
I probably should have. But like I was feeling that pain. Like my knees were hurting, both of them. I didn't even know that could happen. So.
Well, Kevin, it's funny. You pulled your back out right before this event, right? That's why this was happening.
It's been going on
Today,
for a while.
I was at
bad.
Uncle Steve's house.
No.
He stands up from his chair and pulls his back out.
No,
And he starts hobbling around too. So it's a Brown thing right now. It's Browns are going down. Is all I'm saying.
Very true.
It's pretty
very
good.
True.
So this whole thing was like a flea market. I've actually had quite a flea market week on my YouTube channel, Carrie. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, you're doing. You're doing like the series of 5 videos, and nobody's watching them, correct?
No, they're
one's
watching them. They're doing good.
7 videos.
Just kidding.
And I did. Basically, I took what was 40 to 50 minutes of footage for everyone else who was with me and somehow turned it into almost 3 hours of footage. I don't know what happened, but
compelling. And I've learned this about Dave too. Well, tell him. Well, I don't know if you want to tell him what you told me, but Dave literally he doesn't turn his camera. We're driving down the road, and we haven't even decided to go to a sale yet, and he turns his camera on. I'm like, what are you doing, dude?
Carrie's been with me. Carrie knows.
He turns his camera on like 2 minutes before the sale starts.
Carrie said he likes it because then he knows the sale. We're almost at the sale because he hears my little camera.
He looks up from his Instagram.
He's like, oh, we're about a minute away from the sale. Then he turns his camera on.
I'm like, what in the world? He keeps it on no matter what. I'm like, there's nothing here, dude. You got 20 minutes of nothing. Like, that would drive me nuts. Well, I don't turn my camera on.
I can tell people what I told you. Basically, I find myself to be hilarious. I'm a big fan of me. And I just never know when a total gem is going to come out of my mouth that's worth putting in a video. And it's like, I don't even need to buy something. There might be the world's greatest joke hiding in there. One of these days, it's going to come out my mouth, and I don't want to miss it. I record everything.
Did you do any editing to this 7-week thing, or did you just let it roll?
Oh no, the 7-week thing. Yeah, I edited that for, I think it was a grand total of like 28 hours of editing to make these 7 videos. So I edited them more than most, but flea markets are hard because it was literally 7 hours of footage. Jeez. And it just took forever to go through it and to pick what I wanted to keep and what I didn't want to keep. So that was a big project.
Like Rod got one video
the key is you want to have a Karen. You want to have a Karen interrupt your Pokemon card deal.
Oh, how is your Karen video doing?
Dude, that's insane. It's like at 300-something thousand.
We're sorry, Karens. We're sorry. We actually love all Karens.
Yeah, but Karen is the secret. Like, if you guys want to have your videos blow up, it blew up everywhere. I don't think I've ever
I've got an idea.
Done so well on a single video ever.
And that was on what? What was it, on Facebook or TikTok?
Well, on TikTok, I did like a 3.5-minute edit on TikTok, which is insane, super long, and it's almost at 2 million on TikTok. And then and then on Facebook, it's like at 300,
so Dave,
400,000.
You need to take your Karen video and turn it into a TikTok.
Yeah, you can do a longer edit
now. 6 times.
And...
I have done it 6 times. I've done 2 long ones.
What
and
we
4
need to
short
do.
ones.
What we need to do. Are there any Karens out there that can go to sales with us, and then we can just put that in every title? Just anything.
It did so well.
Just someone named Karen.
It did so well monetarily, if I can say so much, that it made me want to do what you do, Kevin, where you hire extras to like make things interesting, like the guy with the banjo and stuff. Like, it made me think, man, if you just hired somebody to do this kind of stuff, you could make a lot of money.
Well, my Karen video had a Karen in it. If you watch mine, her name tag says Karen on it.
Is that how you justify how you did something so horrible?
No, I shouldn't have done it anyways. Dave made me do it.
Yeah.
Well, did the video do well?
I wouldn't take blame for
very
your
well, and it's still doing very well. It does.
But I will say, there's people who will like forever have a bad opinion of you. There was a comment on the flea market video that Paul released saying, "I don't like Dave NC Picker at all because he talks negatively about Karens." Right? That's what he said, because he talks negatively about Karens, and that's very offensive to me. And I didn't have the heart to write the reply saying, Paul also did that. Go look at his video library. It's one of his biggest videos.
And all I did was in the title say she was a Karen. I didn't at any point like say anything negative about her, I think, in any of my video, other than she interrupted and it was kind of rude. So people have their own idea of what a Karen is. And it's a little different for everyone, I think.
I couldn't turn that video off. I'm like, what's gonna happen here? And then at the end, it was a giant Carrie fail, and I shouldn't have been surprised.
It was.
Well, I was gonna say,
really
I haven't
talked
watched it,
myself
but if I
out
could
of a deal.
If I could guess, Carrie would wimp out and do nothing and get nothing. Am I right? I didn't watch it.
I'll let
Am I
Carrie
close?
respond.
No, I ended up getting some of it, but I kept talking.
Okay.
I told him I was a reseller. I told him about my degrees. I told him about my childhood. And by the end, he was like, I think I'm just going to sell these myself. So I did get the Pokemon cards, though.
He's like, yeah, I'm going to
get some of it.
Straight up, he's like,
I talked him into reselling.
So that actually that happened, Carrie. We went to one of the booths at the highway sale, right? And this guy had a bin of hats. And Eric, the OBX picker, has already been working this guy over. I don't know. He does this whole thing where he like
massaged
flirts with them until and gives them back massage, whatever it is, to try to get a good price, right? And so I come over and I'm looking at the remainder, right? The stuff Eric didn't want. And I'm like, oh, these are decent enough that like people would buy them. They're vintage. They're truly vintage. And, they're not all clean, but there was probably like maybe 25 hats in there that were pretty solid. And I call him over and try to get a price, and he's like, he was asking a lot at first, like $5 a hat or something crazy. And so we ask like, how much for all? And he comes back and he's like, oh, I don't know, maybe like, I think his price was $2.50 or $3. That's not really the important part. The important part was I told him I'm a reseller and I really got to get them for less than $2 a piece to do them. And he's like, no, I can't do that, basically. He wasn't open to doing it.
But Dave snookered him at the end.
Well, this is the thing. So me and Kevin leave. Kevin starts,
like, I'm joking. I'm not a reseller. That was a test. I hate resellers.
Well, Kevin got belligerent with him, of course. But anyways, we left and we go
That's the stuff he doesn't show on camera, folks, by the way.
Yeah.
The belligerent Karen or Kevin. Kevin is a male Karen.
Yeah, it's a male Karen, yeah. Well, anyways, Carrie, we find out he gives Eric the hats for $1.50 a piece. He wouldn't give us them for like $2 a piece because I said I was a reseller. Well, we go back at the very end of the day to him. He's still got a ton of hats left.
Wait a minute. You're missing something.
Well, what did OBX say? That he was like a hat collector or something? What kind of BS did he feed?
So, and Eric doesn't know this. This is the first time I'll hear this if he listens to it. Is I did a little video where we ate lunch. I wanted to see these hats that were so amazing that Dave didn't get after he picked them. And so I look, and he's like, where's this frog hat? Where's this Puerto Rico hat? And I'm like, oh, he's like, I must have left it there. And I saw it when Dave was looking through it, so I knew it was in that bin. So I'm like, Dave, we're going to go back there, and we're going to buy that frog hat. And then we went back, and the frog hat wasn't there. All right, Dave, your story. You're supposed to be listening.
We went back to buy this frog hat, and Kevin didn't see the frog hat, so he's like, let's just leave. I'm like, dude, it's the end of the day. Let's see if he'll work with us. And I call him over. I'm like, hey, you ready to sell us these hats yet? Because it's the end of the day, and you've got them packed up and ready to go. And he's like, yeah, I'll work with you now. He's like, how many are left? I said, yeah, we need to do like $1 or less a hat. He's like, how many are left? And we're like 17. He's like, $10.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't give them to us for 20, but then at the end of the day, gave them to us for like 70 cents.
Mm-hmm.
But the frog hat was gone.
And all
the thing that matters is that you won.
He was probably 90, and he had the heat exhaustion.
Yeah, it was so hot. It was so hot. Yeah.
Ooh, I just had
actually. I don't know. I heard it do a little vibrate. Actually, good job on the vibration. What was this?
Well, that wasn't what was vibrating, but yeah, it was a Dooney Burke bag.
What
was vibrating, Kevin? Let's play that game show.
What exactly are you doing under your desk?
This is good. We've had some good ones.
Carrie,
I love it.
Kevin gave away all his stickers in the first 3 hours of the first day.
I mean, the first sale, 3 people. Dave is over picking around stuff. And I'm like, I can barely walk.
Yeah, he had people reaching into his fanny pack both days, even though he didn't even have any stickers left.
Well, ridiculous. I had given them some empty promises on what they'd find in there, and they were mostly disappointed. Yep. It was in there, but they couldn't find it.
And one time, I had to
just ask BRM.
I didn't even catch that. I'm glad I didn't. One time, I have the camera on. Dave, and a viewer comes up and says, hi, Dave. And, I watch you, Froggy, and I think you're amazing, and whatever. And I'm laughing.
He was, yeah.
Anyway, another sale, that's a true story, by the way. Froggy Flips. I don't know. I guess the beer.
You talking about the one where he called me Froggy Flips? Yeah, someone thought I was Froggy Flips. He's like, "Oh, Froggy Flips." I was like,
Yeah.
Just go with it, man. I would have went with it. That would have been hilarious.
I kind of
would have said some terrible stuff and got him.
Kevin corrected him, and I was just like,
Dave
yeah.
wasn't gonna say a word. I'm like,
I was
oh
going
my
to go with
gosh.
it, whatever.
But a
Figured
guy
I'd
walks
get better
up to
deals if
Dave,
he thought I was froggy.
and he knows Dave. He's like, oh, ADHD or Dave. I don't know what he called you. Anyway, and so I just make an assumption that if he knows Dave, he knows who I am. I go shake his hand like, you want one of my stickers? And he's like, yeah.
Is this my internet? Did he freeze just then?
Did I freeze? I'm not freezing.
Internet.
I don't think I'm freezing.
So, Carrie, he didn't freeze for you at all?
He didn't freeze for me, and you've frozen a little bit for me.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
I like
on
this.
Airbnb.
So I'm shaking his hand. He's like, yeah, I think I've seen you on the show too. And I'm like, oh man, I'm like, delete this footage. I'm not putting this on there.
Kevin doesn't get enough recognition, and
I'm
he's
in
upset.
the hotel. Listen, it took me, I was sick, like physically sick from my back. It hurt so bad. So I go downstairs the first day, and I'm filling up coffee, and somebody says, Kevin. There's a woman's voice. I'm like, oh my gosh. And so it was just a viewer. I can't remember your name. You're super sweet. Anyway, but it was weird. There's a lot of people. We probably met 20 people, 15 or so people that we knew, which was pretty cool. And we tried to meet up with folks. It was a little hard. Dave, of course, made the mistake of saying we're going to have a meetup and then leaves and goes back to Raleigh. And I have to deal with it on the Discord. So thank you, Dave. Appreciate it. I met, is it Shauna? I don't know how to pronounce your name. She was super, super sweet. Did Dave freeze again?
Is Dave frozen?
Dave is frozen. I like this character.
This is nice. I like it. It's
how bad
weird to be able to
podcast
talk
is
without
now.
him talking.
Yes, I got 3 or 4 messages this week about Dave interrupting. So can we carry a podcast without Dave is the question. I'm thinking
I think we
maybe
could.
we can.
I think we could. It would take a
Tell
little
me
bit of
about-
practice, though.
Well, then good. Let's talk about the Knights winning here. So I saw Art in the picture too. I know he wasn't drinking anything. There's no way.
No, Art was completely sober the whole night.
Art, can you see Art playing hockey out there?
Art was very Art. But yeah, no, it was wild. I don't know if you've ever been to a celebration for a championship.
I actually have.
Team. I've
Carolina Hurricanes. I went with my uncle one time, saw the Stanley Cup and everything, and I don't know if I touched it or what the deal was. I don't know what they were doing.
Wait, what did you touch? I'm back.
Yeah, he touched the cup.
Wait, whose cup did you touch, Kevin, at the baseball game? What happened? Stanley? Who's Stanley?
Stanley's
Lord
cup.
Stanley. Lord
Who's
Stanley.
Stanley?
Bring out the brandy.
I missed some stuff. Sorry, this internet's not great at the Airbnb, but hopefully you guys
Dude,
kept it nice
it
and
froze
entertaining.
like so perfectly. It just looked like you fell asleep in place. It was really odd.
Were my eyes closed? Like I was like this?
Yeah, you were like mid fart, which is typical.
Well, I'm always mid-fart. I'm in a constant state of fart.
So you went out to breakfast with Death Pile Picker, I see.
Yeah, I got bacon, and he paid, so it was a win-win.
Oh, he
Thank you, Death
paid?
Pile Picker.
Very nice.
I tried to pay.
He didn't
wouldn't let
pay
me
for anything for me,
He
though.
wouldn't let me pay. Yeah, I did try. I think it was
He
because my
let me
family
pay.
was there. I think it was because my family
yeah.
was there, and he was trying to treat my family.
I say
yeah.
something nice about Mike. He's a pretty good guy. Most of the time.
Kevin, you mentioned my series. So I did this idea of like 7 videos
No, I didn't.
at
You
the
mentioned
flea
your
market.
series.
And
Yeah, you
maybe
technically
I
did mention it.
Kevin also said it was doing well. That was more what I was referring to. Kevin saying it did well.
I only said that because you kept telling me.
Kevin's got manners, and he's trying to be polite.
Yeah, it's unknown still if it's done well or not. Right now, like if you look at them, they've not gotten as many views as the previous videos, but I'm hoping they catch up because people are like going to go back and watch them. If you just say like, look at the one before it. But I'm excited about the idea of just doing a series of videos. I won't be able to do it very often, but it is pretty cool, and people seem to be liking it. But anyways, all that to say, I've got people on my comments hating on Paul. Paul's got people in his comments hating on me, right?
I'm just waiting for the Dave video with me. I'm like, I'm going to lose subscribers, so this is going to be brutal.
Dude, like, I think the one that got to me is like, this person basically saying that I'm a jerk to everyone, and I'm very rude, et cetera, et cetera. And I mean, you guys have garage sales with me.
Have
I'm
they
a
not
jerk
watched
to my
your videos?
friends. If I consider
right.
you, well, so here's the thing. If I consider you a friend, I'm kind of a jerk to you because it's like how I show love. Jerk is my love language. I mean, you guys agree, right? Jerk is my love language.
Write a book.
Yeah, I should write the love language of jerk.
Dave can't
if I'm
handle
being
adult
super
human
nice to
emotions
you,
well.
if I'm being super nice to you and polite, then I probably don't really know you, or I don't really like
So
you.
true.
This is true.
That
Let me tell
very
you,
true. Right. It's 100%
he told
true.
me, I can't tell you how many times Dave looked at me and said, "I'm going to teach you something here." I was like, "Thank you, Dave. I appreciate that. Let me teach you something." Look, can I give you my opinion from the outside looking in? Just to be totally honest opinion, or outside looking, whatever.
Yeah.
When I watch Dave pick, he's totally immersed in the picking. He's totally immersed in the picking until he's not. Mm-hmm. And then it's two totally different people. It's like Jekyll and Hyde. It's like I've got.
It's kind of like the ADHD though, seriously, because like you get tuned in, and then as soon as you're out, you're out.
And as soon as he sees popcorn, he forgets that he's picking.
Dude, food messes me up. It really does. Like if there's food at a few sales in a row, my brain breaks, and I've got to eat. Kevin saw me do it. Like I'm like, I gotta go buy some popcorn. I gotta go. Like I just can't think until I fill my stomach.
We were at FlipCon, and I feel like most of the time Dave was just like trying to figure out a way that he could go to Carowinds to go on the roller coasters.
Oh, I want to go this year.
Because you got that thought in your head, and you were all over it. For like
it was really tough. Well, Paul sent me one of the comments on his video, and I think you guys will love it. It said, someone named Wendy said, "All we see is your face. I will watch ADH Dave instead. Good luck with your video starring you."
Oh, so he sent you a message about
normally,
critical of him.
Yeah, normally Paul just sends me critical stuff about me. It was kind of nice to get a change of pace and something negative about him.
I had a video that came out today, Sunday, that's performing really well. It's a 1 by a pretty good margin.
That would explain my 8.
Excited.
Yes.
Yeah, well, okay. It's doing really well. Anyway, it's somebody's, and I'm looking at it. Normally at the beginning you see these some unsubs, and then it goes up. I don't know if you see that. But that's typically what happens.
Every time you release a video, I go unsub.
I zoned out because all I could see was your penis tattoo. So I don't know what you were talking about.
Dave's, oh my gosh.
I did tell Kevin that up close and in person, like it doesn't look as much like that. It's just he always flashes it. So it's hard to really
and I have bad eyesight, and I've already visioned it to be something. So
I don't really know what it is, though.
Listen, he said that after 2 days of picking with me. He's like, it's the first time I really noticed. 2 days.
I literally did not even. This is an interesting thing, though. I think at this point we're all going tattoo blind. Like I don't even know what the tattoos are anymore. It's just like, oh yeah, they got some colors on their some tattoo colors on their skin. I don't know what the picture is. I never even pay attention
Harry
anymore.
Tornado has had a face tattoo for almost 2 years now. I just barely noticed it.
Think about it, Carrie. Carrie.
Barely. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Harry roll.
You have a lot of picker friends in Vegas. Do any of them have tattoos? Does Biscuit Butt have a tattoo?
I think
any of those
Sonny
guys?
does. Sonny does.
And what is his tattoo?
He just showed me those in photos, though.
Yeah.
Biscuit Butt has tattoos. A lot of tattoos.
Can you tell me what Sonny's tattoos are? What are they pictures of?
I think I don't know because I haven't seen them, but I'm assuming they're pictures of himself. If I know Sonny well enough at this point.
But this is what I mean.
That they're going to be pictures of himself.
You hang out with Sonny all the time and you don't even know what his tattoos are. So why are people paying for tattoos? What are we doing?
So,
why are we buying tattoos?
Yeah. This is Dave.
I'm trying to think who else would
Tina
have
has a tattoo. Tina has a tattoo. Is that a new tattoo?
Archie has.
I've had it for 3 months.
He had like a cross on his neck, I noticed.
Hey, you knew one. Okay, there you go. Well, I think a real simple one's easy to notice and remember, but I think a lot of them end up being like sleeves and you just like Dawn's. I don't remember what Dawn's are. I think she's got like letters on one that says F you, but I can't remember.
She's got a tater tot on her for her grandson. She's got her dog.
Yeah, I know she has the finger tattoos.
I was telling a story. About somebody.
Was it
who
a
made
good
comment.
story though? Is the
Somebody
question.
sent me a message. They sent me a message on Instagram. They're like, I've watched your videos for 2 years. I don't normally do this, but I'm going to tell you. He's like, when you told this guy had a vintage Levi's jacket, and I've sold that jacket or something close to it for like $50 before. He wanted 35, and I told him, I was like, I don't really want to pay you 35, but I'll give you 20 for it if you want to do it. And so this person sent me a message and just said that was so arrogant to say that and blah 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 blah. And I'm writing you this message to tell you I'm unsubscribing from you. I'm like, really? And I go to the video, not one unsubscribe in the whole video. It shows it, not one unsubscribe. I'm like, oh okay.
It was
Maybe
false
she
promises.
did later. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure she was already unsubscribed. I mean, I had an experience today. So today's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Kevin. Carrie.
Happy Father's Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know
Happy
you don't
Father's Day.
claim you have any children, but we know there are probably tons of them out there that
Just
claim
look
you
for
as
the
Papa.
one doing this on the
Where's
couch.
Papa Carrie?
No, you mean
Whoever's
the one
doing
that
this
is
on the
busy working his ass off. That's what you meant, but it's probably more like
wow! Look at Carrie. Okay, so
I don't do that.
so-
I'm joking.
So my mom, the first message she sends to me is basically, "I'm very disappointed in you. I can't believe you blocked Gary. I'm so upset about this." This is my mom's first message to me on Father's Day. And I'm like
Who's Gary?
racking my brain. Who's Gary? I'm just waking up. Who the heck is Gary? Like, I have to think this through, and I'm like,
Gary V.
and I remember, okay, so like for the past 6 weeks, every time she garage sales with me, she brings up her friend Gary from her younger years, right? From when she was a kid, and says this Gary guy, grew up with her, and he found me on Facebook, and he now watches my content, and he saw my mom in the videos, and he reached out to my mom and said, "I saw you in a video of NC Picker. How do you know NC Picker?" She's like, "Oh, that's my son." And so she gave this Gary guy my number, right? 6 weeks ago, which thanks, Mom. Let's just give my number out to everyone. I love it. So she gives him my personal cell phone number, and she tells me the next week, "I gave this guy your number, blah, blah, blah. Make sure you answer if it's a number from Connecticut." And I'm like, okay, and I didn't think too much about it, and I move on. And then it's probably been more like 12 weeks than 6 weeks, honestly. Every single Saturday I go out with her, she's like, "How come you didn't answer when Gary called you this week? Gary called you again, he said you didn't answer." And she lectures me every week, like, "Why aren't you answering for Gary? You need to talk to him. He's my friend, I respect him, I really need you to talk to him." I'm like, okay. I was like, okay, when he calls, I'll talk to him. I've just never missed a call from him. I said, double check he's got the right number, all this other stuff, right? And today she starts off the day with how disappointed she is in me, right? And she says, "I can't believe you blocked Gary." And she sends me a text message saying, "Hey, I tried calling your son's number again, and it says the number blocked me. So I guess he doesn't want to talk to me." And she's like, "I'm so upset about this." And I'm like, "I didn't block him, Mom." She's like, "I'm just so distraught." I'm like, I didn't block him. I don't know what you want me to do. I didn't block the guy. I said, "Give me his number." And so she sends me his number, and I text him. I said, "Gary, this is Dave. I didn't block you. I've never blocked you." He's like, "Oh, is this the NC blocker?"
Then you see why they were friends.
Yeah, the NC blocker. And I was like, if I blocked you, how would I be talking to you? Did you get it to come out your nose, Kevin? Right?
Almost.
Logic, right? If I blocked you, how could I have sent you this message? 5 minutes go by. I'm trying to enjoy my breakfast with Mike, the death pile picker, and my family, right? 5 minutes later, he messages me back, "Hey, I just realized I put the wrong number in my phone, and I've been texting and calling the wrong person. It's my fault." So this whole time...
Did you call your mom?
No, I called my mom out. I sent her that screenshot, and she said, "Oh, good, that's such a relief." I said, "I'm waiting for a sorry, Mom. Oh, and maybe a happy Father's Day."
You're not gonna get it.
That was, Well, every now and then my mom can be like that. Everyone thinks she's perfect because, I paint her in a good light. But she's got troublesome qualities as well, just like any mother would.
That's what I feel like we've done for Kevin in this podcast.
Yeah,
He
painted
painted
glorious
himself
light.
as this angel.
Yeah,
And
right.
you can kind of see the real diva he is. Folksy, whimsical, but a diva.
Yeah, that's true.
I gave Dave credit. The best find of the week. I mean, we found like $1,000 worth of stuff. I gave him total credit for it. I would have been completely lost with this pick because it was total anime stuff that I knew nothing about.
No,
We
but
got
you did,
nothing.
Kevin. You did good on that herbal essence, the Bath and Body Works. Oh wait, that was me too. No, you did good on the. Oh, you got denture cream, right? You got denture cream. Denture cream that sells for $3.
I'm selling that stuff. I bought 50 of them.
Well, he said it's for his own self. He's not actually needing to sell
he
it.
could just. That's like a year's worth of denture.
I'm gonna
Just
sell
keep
that, and I'm posting it on Instagram and tagging you in it.
Actually, so what we're not really saying, Carrie, is we decided to do it a little different. This collab, instead of 2 cameras, we only brought 1.
Well, this is the second day.
On the second day, we only brought 1 camera, and we filmed each other, and it's all combined footage. And I'm gonna edit it all, and there'll be 1 episode on Kevin's channel, 1 on my channel. And if you want to see all the footage, you have to switch channels. Did you zone out?
No, well, I think you were talking about how you were filming each other.
Yeah, to you. Like, you're the only one who doesn't know this, so I'm not talking to Kevin right now.
No, I know, because we talked about it this weekend. I already knew about this.
there.
You're filming
did I
each
talk
other,
to you about it?
and then
Okay.
you're gonna, you're of
It was
course, because
weird.
Kevin gets a lot more views on his channel. He's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm
tell
trying to
people to come
siphon
over
them
to your
off.
channel so that you can
That's
riff a
right.
little bit off of Kevin. I understand
Yes,
what's
I can
happening.
lose
I've been in this.
a couple
I've been in the
thousand
YouTube
subs.
community for a
Okay.
while. I've gotten a
Good.
lot of views off of
Good.
from the expense of YouTube.
Yeah, that's true. That's valid. That's valid. So,
Hey,
but
you guys wouldn't be TikTok superstars without me, though. So
I was
it
only
turns out.
defining that to actually bring some clarity. Like, all the picks of that day, including this $1,000 pick, were a team effort. We were working together. He was pointing stuff out to me. I was pointing stuff out to him.
You should get into politics, Dave, because
Yeah,
I
and I
believe
think,
you about
like,
as much as most politicians.
Everyone worked together, and all the finds were, group finds, and I think it went well.
In the very first pick, of course, we come across something I know nothing about, and I'm on camera. And I'm like, Dave, you want to switch bags? You want to put the camera
I think it
on
was
me?
good.
He's like, no.
I think it was good because it
Dave's
shows
holding
that
the
we're
camera
working
up
together.
on me, and he's telling me, he's looking at me like trying to speak without speaking. He's like, yes, you need to get that. I don't know how to say it to you. You idiot.
Usually that's
I'm
like Uncle
okay.
Steve that's doing that off camera, so it's probably nice.
Come on. Jeez, but it was weird because I'm following Dave around. And of course, Dave is finding absolutely nothing when it's his turn, and I have the camera.
Okay, but this is the thing. It's not just Dave is finding nothing. Neither of us are
No,
finding anything.
I wasn't finding
Yeah.
anything. No, totally.
They were just
but
bad
I'm like,
sales.
It was hard
Well,
for me.
you were saying before you went to this sale that you weren't really looking forward to it, that you didn't anticipate it being great.
Thanks for telling me that, Carrie. Appreciate that.
I said that,
You
or
didn't tell
Kevin
me
did?
that.
Yeah, I think you said that, Dave. Didn't you say
Me?
that you
Oh
didn't
yeah, I've been to it
anticipate the
before.
301?
I've been to it before. It's
Yeah,
never
I
good.
meant-
Well,
Dave
listen,
said it, yeah.
I went there last year, Dave, and my car I was trying to figure out if I was going to go the whole day to the next day or not because my car was full. I'm telling you,
this is so fresh because I forgot I wanted to make fun of you for this. Kevin always does this, Carrie, right? Oh, my truck is full. Yeah. My truck is full. His truck is freaking tiny, Carrie. It can only hold like 2 boxes.
What? That doesn't mean it's not.
My truck
What are you
is
talking
full,
about?
guys. I got 3 Nintendo DSs.
Well, excuse me, I don't drive around a big.
I got 3 Nintendo DS games.
Car like some people do.
Dude, it's so
Pull up in
small.
a Tesla.
Dude, yeah, this Tesla, Carrie. Did you see me try to work a Tesla? That was a nightmare.
Yeah, no, the whole time you were doing that, it's like somehow I would be worse at a Tesla than you because you're technologically savvy. That's why I don't understand why you had so much trouble with it.
It's just so different
You
than a
understand
car.
touchscreens and stuff.
It's different than a car that you're used to. And I went and I returned it today, and I got a stinky, smelly, thrifty minivan from a different rental place, and it just feels so good. I'm just like so happy in it. You turn on
Feels
the air
like
conditioner.
home. It feels
Here's
like
the
home.
biggest thing, Brian Klaus, and I'm mentioning you, so you have to listen now. Tesla air conditioning sucks. I had it cranked to 10, Kevin, after that first day driving home. I had it cranked to a 10, max blower, max AC. I was still sweating in that car 25 minutes into my hour drive. I got in that van
that
today.
reminds me of
I got in that van today. I turned it on 30 seconds and I'm shivering. Like, why is Tesla air conditioning terrible? Okay, what does it remind you of?
It reminds me of the fact that we had you guys had Harry Tornado on his podcast. I don't know why, but you did.
Because he won't come with you on. But go on.
And he talks about changing
bit of a
shirts, and you rip on him. Dave is like changing shirt. He's like, I got to change my shirt. I got to change my shirt. The whole time we're there.
Because I was sweating.
Like, got to change my shirt. Well, that's what you say.
Yeah, I was
I
a
think he
sweaty
just
man
wanted to
pig.
make it look
Carrie's
like
been
he's
here
different
for the
day.
summer. He knows what it's like.
Yeah, his nipples were chafing.
I hate that. That's only happened to me once. When did that happen? That happened recently, too, and it was really weird. I'm not really a chafy nipple kind of guy. But, I know. Okay, so this is important. You guys, this is a little BTS. If you watched me and Mikey stream down the strip of Vegas, and Carrie was there, too, that shirt chafed my nipples. Weird. It was weird.
Mikey.
There we
Mikey
go.
Bags of
Yeah,
Money.
That's a
Mikey
good
Bags
fact,
of
guys.
Money.
Go ahead. Make some merch
Yeah.
out of that or something.
Yeah, make some merch like
I'm-
Dave
we're-
chafed his nipples.
We're 45 minutes into the show, and we have not mentioned the arrest of a popular social
YouTuber.
media reseller.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right.
Well, okay,
You're
so
right.
Chris Flip the World got arrested at the bins. And we really don't know all the details yet. I'm sure he was in the wrong, but it seems
well,
He keeps telling me the truth is the truth. He did mention it to me like 7 times. I asked him how the bologna sandwiches
is
were in
the
jail. So,
and he's going to do his own little. So he has like his own little competing podcast with us now. I mean, you call it a podcast.
Oh, there's
I call
another
it a
one.
live
it's
show.
not a podcast if you're live by yourself. Can we make that a thing? If you're live by yourself talking to people, that's
It's not a
live.
podcast.
It's not a podcast.
Yeah.
They're different.
And so that's going live Tuesday at 1 p.m. Central, which is today, guys. So make sure you go over to Flip the World Texas's YouTube channel. And that's Central time, so it's 2 p.m. Eastern, right? Today, you can watch and explain what happened.
Because he knows a merchatunity when he sees one. He already has the shirt.
I think this
the
whole
handcuff
thing
with the
was
little
just
W from Whatnot,
up.
and on the back it says, it's criminal to get deals this good or something
Criminal
like that.
deals,
Brilliant.
yeah. He's literally already made merch about it. It's crazy.
Yeah, he's using his criminality to make money, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah.
There's another podcast. It's called In the Loop, dealing with Dalton and Ethan. I can't remember.
Oh,
the name
yeah.
of his
Yeah, I
channel.
heard about that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
What do you think? Yeah. Oh, you are.
I think it's a huge compliment. I think every time a new podcast comes out, it's like these guys are having success. We can have success. So I think it's good.
But
I think
nobody
it's a good thing.
can.
Nah, you know.
Speaking of no
eventually.
success, the Reseller Clickbait podcast, I got so sappy
Speaking of
and
no
sad
success.
for them. It was so bad. I'm looking at it. I'm like, they're like episode 57, and I'm like, you got 350 subs or something. I'm like, come on, dude. So I'm like, all right, I can't take this. It's like Death Pile Picker. Like, I'm like, I can't have you riding my coattails, and you can't get 500 subs, Mike. So y'all go sub to Mike's channel, Death Pile Picker, to make me feel better. That would be good. So I go on there and I'm like, I'm doing these giveaways, these bubble wrap giveaways. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to just turn the camera over here to this podcast. And I was like, I'm going to do a giveaway on their channel. Go comment on their video and sub. And if they get them to 400, then I'm going to give away an Enema Man.
And what day did you do this? What day did you do this?
It came out
Let's go check.
yesterday. Let's see.
And they're only at 379, so even you can't get the subs.
I can't even.
They had that juicy 30 sub Kevin the Commonwealth Picker.
Well, that's
I love
perfect.
how
I'll
much
never
this is
have
going to
to
hurt
give it
Kevin's
away.
feelings that he could only muster up 30
That's
subs.
right. I got no coattails.
No,
for
I mean,
Reseller.
listen, Kevin, there's a limit in
Clickbait
what you can push
podcast.
subs to. It has to be at least moderately decent content.
It's true, y'all. So,
Jimmy's
but
gonna
if you
kill
want
me.
an Enema
I
Man,
have
go
listened
over
to a
their
few of their
channel
episodes and they've
comment
been mildly
and stuff.
entertaining.
No, someone told me. I think
don't have to
Rod
give
told me. I think Rod told me he's been listening and it's actually quite good. He enjoys it.
I like the
At this
parts
rate,
when Ken's not talking. That's my favorite part of that podcast. When Ken's just like,
At this
not-
rate,
Shots fired,
I'm
Ken.
gonna have like 6 months before they get to 400. I don't have to give away anything.
Save money.
Then
That's all
everybody
good.
will forget about it. It'll be
Yeah.
all right.
Maybe that's how you did it. You wanted a giveaway where you knew you weren't actually going to have to give anything away.
There you go.
You get all the clout without any of the payment. I love it.
I love it. It's good stuff, man.
I
So,
saw Transformers today, by the way, Carrie. Have you seen it yet?
I saw Fast and the Furious.
Carrie, their robots are now animals. If you didn't know that. There's
It's like in the
animal
90s,
robots.
right?
It's in the 90s. They definitely bought some stuff off eBay for it, without a doubt. They got like an old school Game Boy. I think they could have done better in hitting the retro notes. They didn't do that good of a job
Game
hitting
Boy's
the retro
80s.
notes.
80.
Well, it takes place in 1994. Yeah.
It's a good year.
Gotcha.
It's a good year.
Very good.
Fast
Hey,
and
I
the Furious, I
in a
did
while.
see finally, and they did have that street quote, which was pretty hilarious, where, like, if we
Yeah.
take away the streets, you can't do anything. First off, Fast and the Furious, if you guys haven't seen it, is amazing.
Oh, it's
I've never rooted for... I wanted all of them to just go away by the end. I'm like, we got to watch more of this. Toretto's still around. He's about to get eaten up by a dam, by the way. A whole dam is going to explode on him and his family. So stay tuned for part 2.
Well, Carrie, I like it because there's like very literally a cliffhanger, right? There's a cliff hanger.
Of course, the Fast and Furious would be super literal with any metaphor.
Yeah. Yeah, Kevin, what happened?
it was a
What's
fun
going
ride.
on in the world of Bonanza
Well,
and Golden
I
Girls?
was just at Bonanza. I got a Bonanza sale.
Oh, I
I
meant
sold
the show.
a vintage garlic press, $14 plus shipping. I'm not that old.
How do they
Indiana Jones is
pay
coming.
you? How do they
No,
pay
not
you on
that way.
Bonanza? Is it a cashier's check in like 3
PayPal.
months, or how do you get payment
Yeah.
from them?
They send the Pony Express.
Can we talk about sales for a minute? Because I do have a question. Are sales
Yeah.
like in the crapper right now? Or are you doing good?
It's hard for me to tell because I put it on vacation again
Yeah.
to go on this trip.
Well,
for
and
a
you're
couple of
always at the
days and
lake,
pop back
Kevin.
up.
Why are you always at the
I'm
lake?
not
Kevin is in a
always at the
perpetual
lake.
state
I
of
went to the lake
vacation.
twice this year. I've gone to the lake twice.
Twice this week, Kevin.
No.
Every time you send a picture, it's you on a yacht.
He's always on a jet ski with champagne. Every picture he ever sends to us.
Kevin, you went yard sailing with your wife in a bikini, and you were in your little mankini, and you're on your yacht.
2 different days. 2 times a day. So come on.
Okay, you're talking about your sales, and I cut you off. Sorry, I asked you a question, then I don't let you answer.
I did have a bonanza sale. Sales weren't. I left. When did I leave? Thursday. And today's Sunday, and I have 21 sales counting bonanza. So, it was on vacation for a day and a half or so. I forgot that Monday the post office is closed, and I probably would have just shut it down for one day, not 2, because of that. And I sold ashtrays, y'all. 42 ashtrays, $44.90 plus shipping. That doesn't happen in a while.
42 ashtrays or 2?
No. 2 ashtrays, $44.90 plus shipping.
You said you sold 42.
Which is pretty good for an ashtrays.
You're single-handedly keeping the tobacco industry afloat right now, Kevin.
No doubt. Oh, I got a big sale.
Oh, great. Let's hear it.
A box of Revere ware at the 100-mile yard sale, and I didn't want to buy it because I just don't buy it that much anymore. But it was pretty good shape, and it was like, how many pieces was it? It was 16 pieces in a box for $20. Like, okay. And I'm like, I'm not going to do the parted out stuff. I'm just going to list it all together. Sold pretty quick, $149 plus shipping.
I call them all 100-mile yard sales. Is there a specific length to these things, or should we go by the road name? Because I don't know which one you're talking about.
It's not really even about the length of the yard sale. It's more about the quality, in my opinion.
The 301 is called the Endless Yard Sale.
Okay.
And it definitely has an end to it.
What's the 100-mile one?
That's the one, the local one. Okay. It's about 58 miles.
Do you feel like we led people astray? Like, we met a lot of viewers, and a lot of them, when they talk to us, they're like, we didn't do well. You know?
Well, I didn't do that well this year. Last year I did well. And look, it's like 127. There were some brutal days. I didn't even go out on the last day. But my best find of the year last year, by far, not even close, nothing even comes within $4,000 of that find, was at the 127. So, you know.
Well, you're talking the shirt buy.
Yeah. And
so within $4,000. So what is that, a $10,000 buy?
No, it was probably a $6,000 buy.
Well, wasn't your Family Guy buy a $4,000 buy, or are you talking profit?
Well, I suppose, but yeah, profit. Well, that doesn't.
I'm holding you to this exact number.
Well, I said last year. That's this year.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Which was also at a 100-mile yard sale. The Family Guy one.
Technically it wasn't, though, because it was at a community sale in Lynchburg, which is, it's probably 10 to 15 miles away.
Well, and so he's right, Carrie. I messaged him after the first day because it was okay but not amazing. And I said, should we just go in Raleigh? And he said no. But then a viewer messaged me and said they got a big GameCube haul in Raleigh that we probably could have had a chance at. But that's all right. We'll let the viewer get it.
Well, we could have had a chance at Death Pile Picker's GameCube haul.
You didn't get it.
Yeah.
He got one game in there is worth well over $100.
Yeah.
In his box full of games. So, you can find stuff. I just like it. I don't know. I like it. But it's very competitive. There's tons of people. Tons of them. I mean, if literally later in the day, there's mountains of stuff and you can't find hardly anything. If you go to a local sale and you find mountains of stuff, you're going to find stuff. It's hard not to. But there's nothing. We went through a whole parking lot. And nothing. When anybody, you bought something from Brandon, Resale King. And that was just out of pity.
No, I mean, it was a couple plush for a buck a piece. Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
By the way, it was nice to meet Brandon and his girlfriend.
He's like a miniature version of you.
Alexis or Alexa?
He reminds me of like Child Kevin.
Alexa. Yeah.
I didn't hear what you said, Carrie.
He looks like you a lot, I feel like. I feel like you look similar, but he's like 20 and you're like 62.
Way smarter than me.
Low bar. Anyways, we also bought some melamine. Is that right? Melamine? I felt
Dave forced me. Yeah, he's like, I'm like, this is okay. Dave was super excited about it. I'm like, it's all right, dude.
I was excited that I found a Kevin type item. I was just excited. I found two of them. I found salt and pepper Tupperware things too.
Tupperware, yeah.
I found two Kevin items.
Did you get like some penny candies
I had
out of like the big barrel?
I didn't, but I wanted to. Oh, talk about a great idea, though. We saw a big barrel at a sale, and Steve and Mike and Eric were saying that a lot of people store their golf clubs in a like old-fashioned wooden barrel. I think that's a great idea. I want to try to find one
Or
now.
you were supposed to like put 2 holes in it and then put your feet through it and then put suspenders over it and then you wear it like as like some sort of suit.
You can do that, but when you're done, Carrie, you can use it as a golf club holder. I love that idea. I need to get one because it also
Or you
looks
could just
nice.
get a trash can. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
but that
okay.
doesn't look as
Really
nice. Yeah, I want it to
Paint
look
it.
folksy.
Paint
Folksy's a
Death
big
Pile.
thing for me.
Paint the Death Pile Sport Pig.
That's all right. Yeah. Hey guys, Death
I'm
Pile
just a
Support
regular
Pigs,
rubber man.
ncflipper.com. Grab your
Speaking
Death Pile
of-
Support Pigs.
So since
He has
Dave put
overbought
out
those
these-
plushes and the demand is very low. So if you
I am
guys would
financially
go to
struggling.
the website and buy some, please.
and he bought these cool stickers. I got to give him credit. So I had to
Yeah.
come
He
up
did. The
with
stickers
a way
are
to
amazing.
sell my
Best in the
stickers
business.
that are just matte stickers. So I went out and got Trash to Cash IKEA bags, and I'm pairing those together with the stickers. You can't buy the bag without getting the sticker. HomeLovePicker.com. Go check it
You
out.
should throw in a fanny pack. You got cases of those left, don't you?
Do we have another
amazing
dude? Kevin, Chris Flip the World has like 6 sponsored bits in his show. And, you know, you're supposed to be the sponsor,
Yeah.
Lord, and we've got nothing. We don't even have Supply Hut anymore. You know,
Yeah,
although
we
you probably
lost
do if you
our
use code
main
NC
gig.
Picker or ADHD, whatever it is, probably still would work. We got nothing. We need a sponsor. Anyone want to sponsor our show? Dalton, we love shoe trees.
We
love
should get the
trees. I love
podcast, the
shoe
other
trees.
podcast to sponsor our show.
I
so they
like
can
that
get
idea. I
viewers.
That
told
would be
I asked
hilarious.
Chris,
Get
I asked
another
Chris, yeah.
podcast sponsor.
Actually, even better,
We
guys.
should just have that on the Patreon. Like sponsor
Yeah.
our podcast for a certain amount.
Ooh, I like
No,
that.
oh
idea.
my God.
That's
Oh my
genius.
God.
Yes, I love that.
See, I'm
you know,
smart. I'm good
Every
at
now and then,
this.
Carrie's got. I'm adding that
No.
here. It's gonna be expensive though, guys. It's gonna be expensive. Get prepared. You know, so my day job, this company reaches out and they're like, "Hey, can you sponsor our podcast?" And you know, I have a podcast. You're listening to it. You know, we have a podcast. Sorry, guys. Take ownership
Yeah,
of it.
Dave's
right.
podcast.
Anyways,
Truth.
Happy
so
to
they
be here.
send their numbers and all this stuff, right? And they basically get about 100 listens an episode, okay, across all platforms. But they talk about their reach, and they're basing their reach on like their Instagram Shorts performance and their YouTube Shorts performance, but which do a little better, right? But their actual episodes only get about 100 views. They want us to sponsor 6 months of shows, and they do 1 show a month, so 6 shows. Do you know how much money they asked us to give them? Just take a guess.
How many views
3,000.
is it? I mean,
It
like,
gets 100 views per episode, and they're giving us 6 episodes, so basically 600
So it's
views.
they're basically like
reseller,
one
the
100th
reseller
the size
clickbait
of us.
podcast beats them.
How much do you think? They had a beautiful presentation deck. I think I sent.
I know,
you,
we need
like,
one
a
of those
sample
media
of that
packs.
type of
We
things.
definitely do.
But what do you think they wanted for those 6
I mean,
episodes?
well, obviously it was
1,500.
way too high.
Take your highest
I'm
number and quadruple it. Go.
6,000.
8,000.
Okay, and
12,000.
now 10x Carrie's number.
Come on, dude. You gotta be
$80,000
kidding
is what they asked for. 80,000, and they said it with a freaking straight face. $80,000.
Dude. So does that mean we can ask $8 million? Is that what that means? We're rich.
No, I guess you can ask whatever you want. Doesn't mean someone's gonna say yes. They shot them down hard.
Emphatically said no.
I mean, Jimmy, Ken, if you want to, you could totally ask for 80 grand for
Think of
6
all the
episodes.
headshots you could buy an autograph for that kind of money, guys.
I just couldn't believe that. That was an insane number to me.
Did
but
you
yeah.
tell them
We
that?
probably
Did you,
do
like,
undervalue the podcast.
I
though, in all
had
seriousness.
one of our people who work for us tell them the answer was no. Yes, I did not deliver said news. I delivered it to
Yeah.
the other worker who delivered the news.
Well, that's like Dave. See, he did that to me because we're at a sale and something was way overpriced. They're like, "That goes for this on eBay." I'm like, "No, it doesn't." He's like, "You need to take it up to him and show it to him. Tell him." I'm like,
I
no,
tried
I'm not
to
doing
get
that.
them
I'm not doing that.
Show them they're wrong, Kevin. Well, I mean, what he said, cheapest it is $220 on eBay, and Kevin's like looking at a $70 comp. It was like that
Yeah.
drum thing you got. The drum
Yeah.
little
You got to
That's
remember,
exactly
they looked
right.
up that comp in 2002, printed it out, and they haven't checked since. So
Yeah, exactly.
it might have been.
Kevin, did you pull a comment of the week there, buddy?
I
you didn't do
pull
that, you
one.
don't-
I have a couple. I have a
Okay.
few in here. So here's one. I like this.
What's the
This is
difference
di-
between pulling one and having one?
Well, I have one on the screen and I can scroll up and down. It's not like I took a screenshot of it.
Oh, you have
So
an
this is-
interactive computer?
from Debbie Flores. She says, this is a response. You remember, everybody was ripping on you 2 episodes ago, and then I told you you're going to get a bunch of sympathy because we talked about it.
Yes.
And that's what happened. So it says, Carrie is actually, it's a different one, but Carrie is very entertaining. Dave is super sarcastic and transparent, which I love. Kevin is honest and informative. Must be a little off because I enjoy all 3 of you. All 3 of your videos.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice one.
Yeah,
here's another. I
draft
Halflinger. I don't know what that is. Carrie is the quiet intellectual. His humor is incredibly sarcastic. Perfect. All you guys work wonderfully together. I'm immersed. I like this vocabulary. I'm immersed in reselling 24/7, and it's nice to laugh at other topics.
I'm making the merch. Quiet intellectual. I'm making the merch.
I love it. I think, you know what? I think I'm going to change the $1,000 Kevin's phone number tier and add this sponsorship thing to it, right? If you spend that, you will also mention you in...
Free.
We talk about their brand for the whole month. Every month they're subscribed for $1,000. That's like $250 an episode.
Gosh.
That's way cheaper than $80,000 for 6 episodes.
Well, yeah, but that was ridiculous, and so is this. This is ridiculous.
No, this is cool.
Terrible.
But do we have to can they give us like an ad read or something? Maybe they can give us like a 30-second ad read. That would be fun.
Yeah. Oh, I like it. And then
whatever they
can write that off.
It's
a win-win-win. Okay. Oh. Patreons. We've got some wealthy as a Kevin tier Patreons that deserve shout-outs because of their great
Within
work.
Patreon, those are our favorites.
Jay Thrifty, Happy Hound Trading, Matt's
Jay
Profit
Thrifty,
Pursuit, Harry Tornado, Disgruntled Octopus, Diana Austin, which is Chick Favors, Superhero Headquarters, Vintage Sports Flips is in the house. ABC Matt, Sales by Tony, Des Hardy, Brian has upgraded it. Oh, Carrie, not only that, Brian needs a motivational speech in a second. New Jersey Picker, Ray's Heck Reseller, Logan Murky, and Biscuit Butt. Now, Kevin has signed up for the motivational speech. Carrie, Brian,
no, I have not. Nope. All right,
What'd
so
I say,
wait a minute.
Kevin?
Hold on a second. You said Kevin. You should have said Carrie. Simply Shenanigans. Wait a minute. No, sorry. Speaking of Brian, I told him I wasn't coming to Philadelphia without the blue moon and the orange, and he said blue moon with an orange is actually going to be Milwaukee's best with a Jolly Rancher. So I'm not coming.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he's not going anymore.
And I want to see him squeeze it. That's what I want to see.
Kevin wants to see you squeeze it, Brian. Right,
my wife, as soon as I said that, she's like, "What?" She can't hear you. She just heard me say,
"I want to see that Photoshop."
Yes, please.
More Photoshops so Kevin in general. And Carrie, Brian Klaus has decided to go for the motivational tier, which Carrie is going to send them some motivation for $33 for 1 minute, one time per month. Motivated.
1 minute,
Carrie.
I'm gonna button my button because it can't be so sexual. It has to be more serious.
Understood. Yeah. This doesn't
ready?
Yeah, go.
Oh, okay. Brian, both big and fun. We love you, man. We wanna squeeze you, and we know that you're gonna be good in life and everything's gonna go well. But I want to tell you this: things have not been going as well as they should have been. You've been slacking a little bit. We've all felt it here on the Trash to Cash podcast, and I feel like June, this month that we're in the middle of, this isn't your month. This month is done. You're screwed. It's over. This month, put it in the past. July, though. July could be your best month of reselling ever, and this is what you need to do. Number one, what you've been doing, stop doing that. Do different stuff. You got to figure that out yourself. You're not paying me enough to figure that part out. Number two, you got to get out there and get it. One person once said, I think it was Will Smith or something, you got to get out there and get it. I'm on a treadmill. Something's happening. Just go look it up on YouTube. Number three, Brian, look in my eyes. Look in my eyes, Brian.
This is the most important part,
Carrie,
right?
I'm Carrie. Listen.
Oh, Carrie, he's out of time. He's out of time. Stop. Don't give the last part.
I believe in you. Oh, crap. I gave him extra.
Dang it. Oh, well, it was a good one.
I have no idea what I said. I blacked out during that.
That's a lot of drinking that you do during the show. I mean, water.
I'm going to unbutton it for the viewers.
Okay, so over on the old Patreon, we did get a couple questions. I'm not generally going to read really weird questions, but I think this one wasn't trying to be weird, but maybe it was. I think it was trying to be weird. Carrie, It's. When am I going to read it? Okay, so let's do this one instead. Country
I want to
Road
know what it
Bidding.
is now.
Country Road Bidding
Country
said,
Road Bidding.
what is your
Right.
best Rio to date? Rio. So I like the Rio in Vegas. What about you guys?
Rio, is you sure it's not ROI?
Now it says RIO. They might have meant that, but that's not what they wrote. So we're going Rio.
Rio. I
Rio
really
2,
like
or
the
Rio in
anim-
My
Vegas.
best Rio.
I like the animated feature that they did about the cockatoo or whatever. That was
Yeah.
good. That was good. It was funny
The
and
toucan. I
heartfelt.
think it was a toucan.
Whatever it was.
Okay.
That's
Sweet.
my best.
I don't have
that's the only
children. I
Rio
don't
I
know.
got. I
Kevin,
haven't even
you
been to the
met
Rio.
you met your biggest fan in North
did?
Carolina. Yeah, Shaney, new to you, right? Isn't that?
Yeah. I told
Yeah.
you. I was sitting there. I felt bad because
Well-
Dave. She's sitting there the whole time in the Discord. She's like, Dave said something about a meetup. Dave, I'm like, Dave shouldn't have ever said something about it. There was no meetup. And so I sent a message. I'm like, hey, I'm sitting outside the hotel right now. Come on over. And she's like, oh, I'm right next door. And she did. She came on over and she said she loved me and hated Dave.
She did say that. She said Kevin was her favorite and blah, 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 blah. So, but anyway, she had a question in the Discord. She said, what was your best find at the 301? You go first, Kev.
My best find
Single
in the
item.
301. Single item? I didn't
Let's do
have
single.
it.
Let's
Well,
do single. I think in
I
that
bought
big
a
one you were
bag
thinking of.
of-
That big one you were thinking of had the best
Oh,
item.
yeah, absolutely. See, he's got to tell me now what my best. See,
Yeah.
this is
Go
pretty
ahead.
much how it
What
went.
was it?
I was just in pain. It was a book, and I don't have any idea what the book was.
It was
I
an
just know it
anime.
opened backwards. It opened
They
backwards.
all
and I was
open
like,
backwards, Kevin.
Dave, why
That's
did
how
this
they read.
open backwards? He's like, it's
The
made in
language is
Japan. I'm like,
different,
what, do
right?
they open books backwards in
Dude,
Japan?
you were a teacher and you don't know that in
No.
Asia books open
How the
backwards
kanji
sometimes?
works, right?
No. I'm looking at like, is this thing like misprinted? What's wrong with this thing? It's worth $250, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
100,
there you go.
$200. We'll say $200.
Okay, and I would say for me, it was probably the Select Division player that looks
That was
like it's
cool.
going to sell for like $250 more if it works well. He said it works. He said he had just used it and it works fine. I got a bunch of discs with it, like 50 discs with it that I can part out and sell. So I think I'll bring in like $400 or $500 from that
that's
one
good.
item.
But I will also say that Dave's best find was my best find because when she said the name of the book, Dave's like, find that book. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I will
Yeah.
find the book. But I didn't have huge ones. I had a few. I had like 3 or 4, 5 into 50, 60, 70, and then I had a bag of dollar teddy bears, family that'll go for around 100. But that was about it. There was no massive find. I mean, pretty good stuff, but nothing amazing.
Yeah, I was trying to remember your
Oh,
first day. The first day you were so decrepit with your back pain that you really were kind of out of the game.
It was bad. I did find a Punky Brewster doll there. It's only $25 doll.
Oh, yeah, that was cool, though.
It was. I threw it in. I didn't want to buy this bag of teddy bears from some company, but it looked like if you sell it all together as a family, it'd go for around 100. And they wanted quite a bit. And I'm like, I don't know. And then I saw a Punky Brewster doll. I was like, if you throw that in, I'll get it for 20 because I knew that'd sell for 25. And then I'd feel a little bit better about it. So that was a good one.
Okay, so that was your best
So-
ROI item, but what was your favorite item? Was it the Punky Brewster? Your ROI
You know
was
what?
the anime book.
But Punky Brewster or this little G.I. Joe magazine. But
What
I
about
love
the
this sale
Dukes?
because the Dukes. See, Dave,
The
I'm
Daisy
sitting in the
Dukes? You
car.
found another
This is
pair?
the first day, and I'm
He's
going
wearing
up
them
to the
now.
yard sale. The pain to get
hanging
out of
out
the
the
car was
side.
the worst. Once I was out of the
Left
car,
side,
it
left
was
side,
bad.
definitely left.
This is Dave. Ask me a question.
He
I'm
started
glad
it.
I'm
He
not
started it
We're
this
painting
time.
a picture for the viewer. We're painting a picture for the viewer.
Go, I'll
on.
drink water. I'll drink water so I can't talk.
I'm like, there's a couple sales. I'm like, this doesn't look that good. You go to that one, and then if it, because it was a vendor, it looked like a vendor, right? And so I pull over, and I'm like, Dave, you just go to this one, just go, because it's a vendor. We had been striking out for like 5 sales in a row. I'm like, I don't even want to get out of the car. It hurts. And Dave goes up there, and I'm like, how long is this gonna take? Then I see him with an Alf doll in his hand, and he's got like 3 things in his hand. I'm like, what is this? I pull out my camera and zoom in and see if I can see what he's getting. Like, this is ridiculous. And so there's one across the street, and I'm like, screw that. I'm going over there. I was going to wait for him. And I go over to the other side, absolutely nothing. Just nothing. It closed. And so I see Dave. Dave's like, come here. Throwing me a bone. I'm like, all right, I'll come down there. And it's got a Dukes of Hazzard car, and it's got Bo and Luke Duke from the 80s, the figures, but it had all the clothes on them. I'm like, sweet, but he wanted a bunch. What did he want? $30 or something?
No, he wanted 10 apiece, so 10, 20, 30 with the car.
Oh,
though.
that's right, with the car.
Yeah.
So 10, 20. And I'm thinking these things are maybe $50. I didn't want to pay 20 even for $50. And I just told him, hey, I'll give you $15. And he's like, no, these were mine when I was a kid. And you don't know if that's true or not. The car is cool, but he put it together himself, and the glue job on the bottom was just trash. It was bad. And so I'm like, I'll give you 15 for these two. He's like, no, I'm not doing it. And I walked away, and he yelled at me to come back, and I got them. And so thank you. I don't know if you didn't want them or if you didn't know, but
it was more, I know you sell them often, and I didn't know what they were worth. So I figured I'd let you go.
So I think they're in great shape. They may be $75 to $100.
Okay. That's not bad. For the pair.
Better shape than for the pair. Put them together, because a lot of people sell them separate.
My favorite item, Carrie, I don't know if I sent you a picture of this. I got Ernest. Wait, is that his name? Urkel. Sorry, Urkel.
That was
Urkel. Ernest. You're talking to Ernest right now.
No, pull string Urkel in the package from the 90s. Did I do that?
And the package wasn't that bad either.
It was nice. Yeah, it was awesome.
I was a big Stefan Urkel fan, personally.
Okay, so what would you do, Carrie? There's two comps. He says, what's it worth, right? I was like, how much will you sell Urkel for? I was like, what's it worth?
Was it in the box or out of the box?
In the box. And maybe never even taken out of the box. It was in really nice condition. And I look it up, and there's two sold in the box. One's $40 plus shipping, but it's a bid. And then there's one that's like $79 free shipping. And it was a buy it now. So I told him, I said, well, there's one that sold for $40. And of course he's like, okay, I'll take 40. I'm like, I'm not paying you 40, right? But like, was it dishonest to not mention there was also one that sold for 80? What would you do?
That's a great question. So we had these
like realistic. I mean, you only have two things to go off, so it's hard to even tell 100% what the value is.
I don't know what it's worth.
One's a bid,
it's true.
Which could be low, or it could have even been high.
I think the box is in better shape, too.
Yeah. Well, the way I looked at it is if $40 is kind of the guaranteed, I feel like I could probably get 40, right? Or more.
Yeah.
Or more. 40 is my low end.
I would say 40 is where I'd feel comfortable with what I think I could get, so I would...
No.
I want to be less. 20 is
Why
the most
would you
I would
be
pay.
comfortable at 40 when there's two and it's sold at auction for 40? It's going to sell for 60 minimum.
Well, we're saying we'd be comfortable, meaning we feel like our worst amount we'd get would be 40. I think that's what Carrie means.
But I'd feel like the least amount I'd get is 60 on that.
Okay. Well, anyways, I think I paid up. I think I paid $25 for him. It was a back and forth negotiation, and I wanted it.
I wouldn't know I would have left it there.
Yeah, I had to have it. For $25, I got it.
$25 based on those two comps, I think I would feel okay with that.
I'm not going to lose money.
You guys both pay more for stuff than I do, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm cheap.
Well, okay, so we go to the similar situation. We go to the sale, the one where I told the ladies that Dave gave me all the singles. And there's a VCR there. Dave's like, hey, there's a I'm out of it, dude. I'm just like, he's like, there's a VCR here, Mr. VCR King. I'm like, okay, cool.
He's wearing a VHS shirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's in a Sony box. I'm getting excited, right? I open it up, and it's a RCA or something. But it had a remote control with it, and it was $20 on the thing, right? Sweet, sweet older ladies. And I'm like, gosh, I'm on a low. I'm like, we're talking to them. I'm like, listen,
the minute you saw it with sweet older ladies, you're like, I can get this cheap.
I feel like
this is something I could work in my favor.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, I don't want to make anybody mad. I told him that, but I'll give you $5. I'm not. It's RCA with a remote, I'll give you $5 for it. And they're like, no, not doing that, whatever. And so Dave's like, what's the model number? Because Dave was holding the camera, and Dave's like, I'll look it up. And the lady's like, well, whatever it's worth, whatever it looks like on his phone, we'll sell to you for that. I'm like, no. I'm like, dude, put your phone away, dude. Whatever. I'm like, I'll just do it for 10. They're like, 10. I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll do it. I'm like, don't, Yeah. I mean, come on.
So he paid 10. It'll probably sell for 40 to 50, right?
Well, Dave says that the comps are like 30, but
I was screwing with you. There was one auction comp at 30. The rest were 40 to 50.
Yeah,
I was trying to make
you
you
didn't
feel
tell
bad.
me that like in the car. I didn't feel bad. I told you, if you get a VCR and you do it right, you get the VCR, you test the thing, make sure it's clean, get a blank VHS seal, put it in there, prop the remote control up, put the little AV cables on the top, take a picture and put tested, guaranteed to work. you're going to get 20, 30 more percent on it. Every single
Here's
time.
the thing.
That's a tip.
If you really want to make money on a VHS,
There you go.
listen to this. Write this down, folks, if you want some reselling advice from a real reseller right here. You put the bundle together just like Kevin said. You add one of your choice, any Black Diamond Disney VHS that you have.
I've done that
It doesn't
before.
matter. You're going to get over
Preferably.
$100. Guaranteed.
Over
I guarantee
1,000.
this. I put Kevin's name on it.
If you're looking at it, you think that's a joke, but it's true actually. If you do that, if you take a picture of the screen working with that particular VHS, and somebody sees your comp out there with somebody else's comp, they're just gonna buy yours, even if they don't care about that VHS, because the presumed value of it is a little bit more.
We
And
should have
it's a
bought
good way
that
to do it.
TV, Kevin. I don't know why we didn't buy that. We just weren't feeling good. But it was one of those little TVs with the built-in VCR for what, $10 or something? Like we totally should have bought that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, well.
There was no. Well, listen, but when you buy those, and tell me if I'm wrong out there, folks, but my experience with TV VCRs, and I love selling them, I sell them all the time, is 50% of the time they don't work. 50%.
Yeah. And there's
They're
no way to test
really
it.
struggle.
I got to
But
show you
I buy
something
them
I
for
found.
$5 or less.
I found at the bins. I want to see if you guys know what this is. This is a Vegas thing. But let me see if you guys know what this is.
That is a Stegosaurus costume on a dog, but the Stegosaurus has wings.
No,
I have
this is actually some
absolutely
good. This is
no
a good
idea
bolo,
what
but
that
you're gonna have a hard time finding it. Have you guys ever heard of Piff the Magic Dragon? He was on America's Got Talent. This is his
No.
Chihuahua. This is his little dog.
Okay. I like it.
So I think you could
Very
probably
good.
only get this at a Vegas show. So this is like $30, give or take.
Okay.
Oh,
Should get you about
bolo
25,
alert.
$30.
Is that
Is
your...
a bolo $30?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
is there a
I'll take
level
it.
of value for a bolo?
No, I
Well,
don't.
yeah,
I'll take,
I'm
I'll
I'm
take
dealing in
a bolo.
$1.50 cards, man. $30 is a heck of a bolo for me, man.
30's
Okay,
good.
well-
I bought a bobblehead. The bobblehead Dave's like, yeah, I'm like, dude, this is good. $5. It was a Baltimore Orioles bobblehead of the mascot, but they had it was WWE. They had some WWE day, and it was
cool.
brand new in there.
And you
it's
didn't
kinda
keep
like
that?
a $60
That's
comp.
WWE, man.
Yeah, but it's the Orioles. It's like, nah.
Okay, so Carrie, we gave our very long answer to the question. What was your best ROI item of the weekend? Your best find of the weekend? Is it that?
That was probably my favorite and my best because
That's
I
your
did
favorite.
the bins a
And your
couple
best.
days and I didn't have any luck at garage
You didn't
sales,
yard
so
sale. Oh, you didn't do any.
I went
you
to a
didn't
couple
do
and it sucked. No, well, Don's only here. Don's still up in St. George
Because it
helping
was
her dad.
noon.
So we were down here and we had struck out at a couple yard sales and we're like, we want to go eat at this breakfast place and wanted to go to the bins instead because Don only had a limited amount of time in Vegas. So that's what we did.
Okay. Well, NC
So it was a lot of $15,
Thrifting wanted to
$20
know.
things.
NC Thrifting wanted to know, Carrie, which TV dad you'd want to choose as your own dad, if you could get an additional dad starting now.
Alex Karras from Webster.
Ooh, really?
Webster's dad.
Okay.
He
he
was
was a
kind of
football
a
player.
wimp on. No, but he was a wimp on that show, wasn't he?
I don't remember the details.
Didn't the
I just thought
wife
he was
tell
cool.
him everything to do?
I thought he was cool.
I think kind of like Yeah.
What about
Anyway,
you,
It was
Jeff?
gonna be. Is it gonna be like the Danny
Not
Thomas
Bill
show,
Cosby.
like from the 50s?
It's almost that old. It's probably the Walton's dead. That dude was
Walton
cool.
and Bill
I
Walton.
like that dude. No, I don't remember his first name. Did you ever watch the Waltons? Neither of you ever watched the
I don't
Waltons,
think I
did
have.
you? What are you laughing at, dude? It's a great show.
Yeah.
It's a great show. People will tell
I didn't
you
have
in
the rabbit
comments.
ears to get that channel, unfortunately.
He
back
was
in the day.
also in Cool Hand Luke, which was the best movie of all time. So there you go.
Cool.
Yeah, I
Hands
think mine
KB,
would be
somebody
Carl
said.
Winslow. Carl Winslow from Family
Oh, that's a
Matters.
good
He
one.
was
He's
awesome.
That
got
should have been
Urkel
mine.
on
Or the
his
dad
mind.
from Dinosaurs.
Well, but he was
Although
also
he
in
did
Die
blow
Hard.
up the whole planet.
Earl.
Al Bundy?
Yeah. I didn't
Al
like
Bundy?
Al Bundy. Yeah, he was like a slob.
Really?
He was a slob.
No, he wasn't.
Carl Winslow
Al
had
Bundy,
it
kind of.
together.
Kevin reminds me of Al Bundy, like
Al
a
Bundy was
like
not
a
a slob.
washed-up sports star.
Carl
That's
Winslow was
trying to be
loving
fair.
and funny and angry, and he was all the things I want in a dad.
Full House.
Carl Winslow
Dad.
was
Full
a good
House,
choice.
Dad. Bob
Danny
Saget.
Tanner?
That's a good one.
Bob
Nah,
Saget, yeah.
I didn't. Danny
Danny
was too
Tanner
mushy.
was the one I thought people were going to
mushy.
say, so I didn't want to say
Yeah,
Danny
girls. Yeah.
Yeah, he had
I don't
girls.
know.
That's true.
Viewers should put theirs. in
Dude,
the
you know who was
comments below.
good? The Boy Meets World dad. He was pretty good. Actually, Tim Allen from Home Improvement would be fun. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah.
That would be good. I like that.
There's a lot of
Okay.
We agree on that.
We're done with that. The quilted tee. What are your thoughts on the
Patrick
new
Duffy
IA
from Step by
feature
Step.
on eBay?
That's a good one.
I think they mean AI feature on eBay. What are your thoughts on the new AI feature on eBay? Also, did you know there's a new feature, an AI feature? Because I didn't.
AI,
I don't
what?
think
What
I
does
do
it do?
either.
Okay,
know.
so I think it.
None of
based
us
on,
know.
Okay,
Thanks,
the quilted tees context. Kev, this is a topic for your next video. They said, do you think people even read the
Rockstar
description
Flipper's
sections
already done it, by the way.
as it is now? So basically, it sounds like it writes you a description based on some keywords.
Yeah, I think people. Well, they've been doing that for a while. Well, they just take the title and redo it.
Well, now they're doing it as AI.
I think some people read. I wish everybody would read the descriptions. It would solve a whole lot of trouble. But I like the listings that say "read" in the listing.
Read for more. Yeah. Well, okay, there you go, Kevin.
20%.
Every question.
Do you read listings? I guarantee Dave does not ever read
do.
the
For
descriptions. So
electronics.
you can't complain.
For electronics.
Dave technically
electronics, I
can't
read
read, and we shouldn't bring that up.
Like I bought a Steam Deck, which is actually really fun, guys. If you don't have a Steam Deck yet, but they're cool. And I read the description to see if there were scratches on the LCD or anything like that, because that's kind of important. So, but no, I think Kevin, every question's a content suggestion. I think you could totally fit that into a Flipper video. Some AI.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So Mercari labels. There's another.
Oh my gosh, talk about Evergreen too. Nashville Flipper is going to steal this, but Kevin, you know, will this AI feature change how you sell on eBay? Okay, go ahead. What were you saying?
I was just saying, Mercari finally has 4x6 labels.
On behalf of the whole podcast, I'd love to welcome Mercari to 2014 with the 4x6 labels.
And you tease Bonanza.
Cutting
I
edge.
can do that
Welcome.
on Bonanza for good.
It is pretty insane that it took them that long.
You get Bonanza, if you ever venture into Bonanza, you literally have to cut and paste. And they don't even put the names of the people. They put their Bonanza username. That's their name. So you're shipping
you
it
have
to
to
their
tape
Bonanza
the item
username.
on a paper airplane and just hope it arrives with Bonanza, right?
And you cut and paste it in a pirate ship. Like, this is so ridiculous.
This is a really weird question on Patreon. I'm looking forward to reading this one, guys. Cricker Stuff said, I've been in way too many garages recently of dog owners that allow them to poop and pee in there, and the stench is too much to handle. What do you do when you see good stuff but can't breathe?
The very first sale we went to, there was a smoker. You just smell it.
Yeah. What do you do, Carrie?
I've honestly, that's never crossed my mind in all of the time I've been garage selling.
Well, it's never happened, though?
Happened.
I'm sure it's happened, but
you've never noticed bad smells?
I've never noticed like a dog pee or poop smell in a garage
I
before.
bought.
If I did, I would just be like, I guess I'm going to get better deals on the stuff because it smells. That's what I would say.
No, if it smells like dog pee, I'm not buying it. Or cat pee.
No. I mean, it'd have to be something really worth money.
Yeah, I'm just
really
I'm telling you, is what I'm doing.
If it's like a first edition Star Wars VHS, perfect seal, but it just reeks of urine, what are you doing?
I'm buying it. Oh, dude, that's no brainer. Are you kidding me? Speaking of VHS, I bought a massive VHS buy 2 years ago. Huge. It's where I got the Hollywood Chainsaw hookers. I mean, probably $1,500 worth of VHS.
No, you got those in Hollywood, but go on.
Completely. I mean, it was smoke like. I knew it was. I mean, when I bought it, I knew it was, but it was so dirt cheap. And so I took them and I wrapped them all in each one, got a rubber band and a dryer sheet. And I set them out on my porch underneath the overhang for like 2 weeks. And it was almost completely gone.
So these were all sealed VHSs. I'm assuming you opened up the hooker one just to watch.
Dave didn't even tell you. I spent the whole week looking for Taylor Swift CDs.
Yeah, apparently there's a Bolo. Her first CD, guys. Look it up on eBay.
There's a couple of them. There's 2 or 3 ones that are actually
She has a real cult following. Maybe more than just figuratively.
Hey, I heard something that we might be able to employ.
Wait, before we leave this topic, can we talk about the pee for one more minute? Okay, so because I have a story that Kevin, relates directly to that from the 100-mile yard sale. I went into
Dave
this
took
booth.
a number 3.
No, I went into this booth and
upper decker number 3.
They had 2 Barbies that I was interested in. One was Bella from Twilight, and the other was the X-Files, Mulder and Scully. Did we just lose Carrie? Is he gone?
I think we did lose Carrie.
Okay.
Man, this is crazy. So weird. Excuse me, weird episode.
Why do you keep hiccuping? What are you drinking?
I don't know. It just started happening.
All right, do your little topic that you were going to do instead, and we'll talk about that when Carrie comes back.
I got to remember what it... Oh, okay, so I did it. Excuse me, I got to think. I used to do this, Dave. You'd appreciate this. Well, I was going to tell a different story, but you're back. So I did a thing about... Somebody sent me a message like, somebody's, selling books for $3.89 free shipping. How can anybody do this? And I don't have an answer for that. So I gave them some possible answers. And then somebody put in the comments below that these massive booksellers are actually making money off of the advertising they're putting in their packages going out. That they're sending out HelloFresh.
There's more than that, Kevin. There's more than that. They actually have a different shipping rate. If you get, from what I understood, I think I heard this on a podcast or something this week. If you do over a certain level of shipping of books, they actually lower the rate to somewhere around $2 or so.
Okay, and you get a slight
so they have a lower
for
rate.
Massive sellers on eBay. They get a
you
slight,
have to sell a lot, though, like a ton of packages.
The math still doesn't add up. $379, $379 free shipping.
They would make a little bit on that, I think.
Oh well, I guess Kerry knows all about the
card thing. Yeah, he's making 30 cents.
I got 60 cents per card, so I mean they have a special rate.
So my reseller genie should be paying me to put them cards in American Bubble Boy cards. I put them in all the packages going to viewers. Yeah,
they should be.
They are with your affiliate money, your stacks of affiliate money, Kevin, that you're bragging about all the time. Okay, so
exactly. So he had to expand his swimming pool, his Scrooge McDuck swimming pool full of money, guys.
Keeps getting bigger.
I'll tell you, the food was cheap at the 301.
Hold on, I gotta finish this story. You're right. We fed 8 people for $100, Carrie. Eight
that was
people
after
for $100.
the tip.
Yeah, it was after the tip. Okay, so anyways, where I find these 2 Barbies.
Sometimes just the tip is $100.
Really? You have high rates.
In Vegas.
Okay, so Bella from Twilight, and then Scully and Mulder from X-Files, right? And I'm like, but I didn't do a good job of like picking it up and looking at a condition, which Kevin noticed I have a problem with. I often don't look at condition well enough. I know you do, Carrie, and Dawn. I don't know if it's you or Dawn, but you're always pointing out condition issues in your TikToks and stuff with broken glass. Yeah. And so that's good. You got to do that, right? So I didn't really look closely at the condition. I just said, oh, wow, Scully and Mulder. I comp it out. It looks like it sells for like $40. And then there's this other, the Bella one sells for like 25 to 30. And I'm like, how much are these? She's like 10 each. And I was like, I can't do it. So $20. And I'm like, nah, I'm all right. And so I started walking away. She's like 15. I'm like, nah, I'm okay. Thank you, though. She's like $10, $5 a piece. I was like, all right, fine. I give her $10. I pick them up and I start walking away.
Oh, this is a good story.
Scully and Mulder are covered in rat crap. They were like behind the Bella. And I pull it out and there's just crap all over Scully's hair, Mulder's hair. They're just disgusting. And like, I start touching Scully's hair. It's rock hard from rat pee and it's surrounded by like yellow and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is disgusting. I can't even like, I try to like clean it off with my hand. I'm like playing in the rat poop and I can't clean it. And I'm like, okay, I just bought rat crap items after not wanting them anyways. So I'm like, hey, I can't keep this one because it's disgusting. It's got like rat crap on it and stuff. And she like looks at me like, okay. And I'm like, I guess you can just keep the $10. She's like, all right. She walks away.
She kept the money.
I'm sitting there like, what do I do now? I guess.
Good. I buy something from her. And I was something that somebody else wanted that or something, or I can't remember. And I described Dave. She's like, "Oh yeah, that guy, and he's precious. I love that guy." I'm like, "Yeah, I bet you do."
Kevin comes over and he's telling me she's complimenting me, and I'm sitting there like hating her. I'm just like, "Wow, we came away with different perspectives from that conversation."
We go to another sale.
It was so funny how he wanted to return that because of the rat turds. What a
and I didn't let him take the money.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I told Dave, I said, you should go find a $10 item and take it.
Yeah, and just steal it. Yeah, Kevin told me to steal an item.
Yeah.
That was his
Kevin
stealing?
does talk a lot about theft in person.
It's not stealing. All right, you tell me in the comments. It's way better than Harry Tornado returning items.
Well, would you tell her? Would you tell her, Kevin, or you just swap it?
First of all, I wouldn't have done it. I think I would.
You would have noticed the rat crap all over it.
You offered.
Should we?
The problem is you offered to give it to you. Gave her the opportunity. I would just be like, I'm sorry, I didn't, and see if she'd give me the money back.
I do want to mention one thing, because Josh says he listens to our podcast. We're at an hour 28. He was talking about putting a tomato
the whole way through.
Yeah, he was talking about putting a tomato in one of his thumbnails, and he chickened out. I saw the thumbnail, and it did not have the tomato thumbnail that I saw earlier.
I got one more story. This is another.
Dude,
Dave
honestly, we're
story.
not finishing at an hour and a half. I have a lot left, guys. This is a long
Okay,
haul.
well, let me
Prepare
get this
yourself.
story in.
Nice.
So we're
Let's
at the
do it.
sale. Dave finds it because
I get time and a half after 90 minutes, so let's go.
I'm slow out of the car, and Dave is, running across the street and getting all the good stuff. He found a glow.
Dave is a very energetic, tiny man. Do
you know what glow is,
inspiring.
Carrie? Wrestling? Gorgeous ladies of wrestling. You ever heard of that? Anyway, Rod would know, picking and punching. And he gets it, and he doesn't even know what it is. I'm like, oh, dude, you got that? And he gets it. And so I find a Cabbage Patch at this thing. I found a few things, and the guy's like, $1. Dave finds a Cabbage Patch at the same place, and the guy wanted $5.
Yeah.
He liked you.
No, it was
You
more
were so
than 5.
folksy and whimsical. He liked it.
Oh, it might have been 10.
It was $10 because she had the clothes. He said because that one has the clothes 10. I'm looking over at Kevin, the one he paid $1 for, that also has clothes. And I'm just like, okay.
I would take those clothes and hand them back to him, and I'm like, how about $1 for just the doll?
Dave handed me the Cabbage Patch and said, go over there and see if you can get it for $1.
I bet you would have. He did say you had a pretty mouth. By the way, I did buy that movie on Selectavision. I bought that movie on Selectavision.
Yes,
I watched Deliverance for the first time 6 months ago. Was not what I thought. I thought it was going to be about river rafting. It was not.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
It was.
A little bit. A little bit.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
All right, Dave. Go through your stuff.
Yeah, Susquehanna Picker. Back in the whatnot topic. I'm eBay for life, but I found it more productive again at the flea market. 4 hours, over $1,200 earned, especially on things I was saving for a possible whatnot. I don't know what that sentence was.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
Okay, you get it?
So,
Good.
in other words, he's better off taking this stuff. So what do you do with those extras, or you get too much and you're just not excited? They're in your death pile. And there's a question about doing an antique booth in the Discord as well. And for me, I thought that would be a good way to get rid of stuff and get some money back. And I have since shut down 2 of the 3 booths, and my dad runs the other. I don't even go in there. I don't think that's the way to do a booth. You've got to put high-end stuff in there to cover these costs, or you're not going to make money.
The only people who make money with antique booths is the store, and half the time they're not even making money, guys. I've been in too many consignment shops. I've had consignment shops where I've had people in there.
There are a few,
and it got to the point where I literally
okay.
just gave people space, and we took a commission on the top, and I didn't charge them because it was just so unpredictable what people were going to make month to month that I felt bad charging a rent.
Froggy Flips does all right on his.
Well, he's Froggy Flips, though.
Yeah.
He's putting high-end merchandise.
Yeah, he is. Okay,
right?
so I think basically the question really, as I read it 6 times because I'm struggling to understand things tonight, is they're saying they took a bunch of crap to a flea market, sold it for $1,200, and wanted to know what we thought of just using flea markets to offload stuff instead of whatnot, I think is what they're saying. I think it's the same idea. I think flea market's better if you don't have a following and you know it's a good flea market. Sure. I think that makes sense.
The best thing is to not buy it. Not buy that stuff.
You know, not all of us are perfect buying only good Tupperware.
I just say this, but some people, the way they buy extra. In other words, they're buying big lots. They're buying storage units, and you have to find a way. Yeah. To me, the way I would do it is either hire somebody to do it, like Brandon Resale King did. He made $1,500 or something selling stuff at this thing. But another way to do it would be to partner with a furniture guy, partner with an appliance guy, partner with a flea market person, so you can just cast it all off on them and keep the good stuff out of the storage.
Yeah. That's not a bad idea. Kevin, I know you didn't watch my video, but there's one video I released in my flea market series where the guy's like looking into the camera. And he's like, oh, am I on TV? And he's all excited, right? And I was like, you can be if you give me a good enough deal. And he has this sealed vintage G.I. Joe accessory pack. And I'm like, how much for this? It sells for like $30. He's like, and he looks down in the camera again. For you, $1. And I'm like, all right.
That's great. That's great television right there, dude.
His partner looks at him. He's like, are you serious? He's like, dude, I'm going to be on TV. So I got it for $1. Yeah, it was good content, right?
I love it. That's cool. That was cool.
Kevin disappeared. Yeah, that was a funny episode.
Yeah,
Where did
Kevin's
Kevin
got to do a quick
I'm back.
All right, so
Dave did get some freebies from viewers, though. One guy was like,
yeah.
You take this.
He was giving me deals, except for the Pokemon. His prices on the Pokemon were still pretty high, but he was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got a bunch of new reviews, guys, because we might have bribed people, if you recall.
Oh, what do we got to get?
Halster said, and I think we have to do a little guessing game with this based on the comments. Interesting, 5 stars. 3 part-time resellers, Carrie.
I'm listening.
YouTubers that refuse to talk about anything informative while yelling over each other's poop jokes. One tries to make it interesting, one tries to make it funny, and one tries to make it informational. So who's who?
Well, I know me, but
You're
it's the YouTube. Somebody's going to be insulted.
I'm funny.
I think
I'm the
Carrie
funny one.
tries to make it funny, and I try to make it interesting. I'm pretty sure that's
Even
what
though
he means.
you're kind of the funniest one on the podcast sometimes. I think most of the time you're the funniest one on the podcast, but I get more credit for it because I don't add anything other than the humor. There's no substance behind anything else I say.
Oh, intellectual,
so it's more obvious
apparently.
So, and
Johnny
then he
Gamecock.
closed it out with they all fail. We all fail at our missions, okay? But the combination somehow works, and I still listen every week. Thanks, guys. Well, I mean, that's a backhanded compliment.
You might want to see a podiatrist.
D.A. Beckham. I actually do learn stuff from you guys, mostly what not to do, but I do learn. In all seriousness, though, reselling is lonely, and having you guys in my ear is like listening to a conversation with my brothers. You're fun and entertaining. I ride 15 to 20 miles every morning before work. I look forward to hearing your content as it makes me laugh and look like a lunatic while I'm riding. Keep it up. Carrie, can you motivate them to ride a little faster right now while they're listening? Go.
Yeah, pedal. Dude, pedal. One foot, other foot. Watch out for the rocks. There's traffic. Anything can happen. You can do it.
Oh, you're being chased right now by Death Pile Picker, and he's got that evil look in his eye, too. He's like, come back here.
Okay, well, then you just have to skip or something, because he's not
Speaking
very
of him and evil looks, he was proposing to a woman at a garage sale.
Oh, that was
fine. He was down on one knee.
Carrie, well,
Yes.
it's fine.
But she doesn't listen.
Yeah. No, and Carrie, he got told,
Utah.
like, exclusively, do not put me in your video. And he's, like, begging her to let her put him in his video. And she's just like, no, I do not want to be in your video. I do not consent. You know, it's crazy.
And he has, like, a $600 item in his hand for $15. I'm like, dude, forget it. Just buy the item.
Just
what
flip
are you
the
doing?
item,
You're
yeah.
not going to lose your sale here. Hey, I'm going to do an interlude here because I totally forgot to mention this. So Johnny Gamecock said something about Turner's jokes immediately. Anyway, we're walking out. It just reminded me of something for Turner. Walking out of Texas Roadhouse today, and my kids are way in front of me. And some guy comes up to him like, what is this dude doing? And he recognized Turner and Reagan at Texas Roadhouse and was talking to him.
Wow.
And he thought we were still down at the 301 and didn't think I was there and whatever. So,
Dude, you gotta ask Mike what breakfast was like with Callie, my daughter, because she is like not handling any level of fame at all, right? So she's like, hey, you know, hey, I mean, it's so cool. Like, are you excited? Because like you're such a big fan of my dad and me, and Mike's just like looking like, she's just like talking to him.
That's
all
awesome,
about
though.
he's
But
a super
that tells
fan.
you about how she thinks about you. That's very
Yeah, I guess so.
She does not lack confidence. In
No,
like
she
2
does
minutes
not.
of meeting Callie, she does not lack confidence
She
at
is
all.
quite
She
confident.
is very much like you, Dave. Like, you guys are very, very similar.
Everybody
She's a
must
firecracker.
love me. Just assume it, you know.
Okay.
All right, what else you got?
Cyber Moogle said, Finding Hidden Treasure with Dave and Carrie, the Trash to Cash podcast review. Notice it just says Dave and Carrie. I think that's interesting.
Really
Let's dwell on that for a moment.
See y'all.
The
Episode
trash-
87 is the last one.
The Trash to Cash podcast invites listeners into the exciting world of reselling, hosted by a trio of hosts, Dave, Carrie, and Kevin. There you are. While
There you
Dave and
go.
Carrie demonstrate their expertise and provide valuable insights into the reselling industry, Kevin's contributions unfortunately fall short in terms of knowledge and confidence.
Love it.
Then I truly
Yes.
have zero purpose on this podcast. This
Let's
is great. This is free.
So good. That's so
It's
good.
weird.
I'm
It
so
says,
glad I
let's
made that
explore
fake account.
I'm not funny, entertaining, or intelligent.
Or
any of the
informative.
above.
Yeah, you're none of
You
the
said
above.
it. You said it, Kevin. You said it, buddy.
You said that true thing, not us. But I can't read the rest of it. It's not showing on my computer. Maybe it'll show on my phone. Hold on, stand by.
That's
stand
good.
by.
I'm good with not reading the rest of it.
No,
I'm
I
okay
think it
with
was
that.
about to. I think it was about to
few
get really
more
good.
paragraphs of critiques for you, Kevin. Listen.
Okay, hold on.
Oh
my gosh.
can I end this podcast from my end?
No, you're not, actually you're not able to do that. I'm really sorry about that.
It's all
Dude, that
love.
one
It's all
about Dave
love.
and
We're all
Carrie
friends.
is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 paragraphs long. So we're gonna have to read that off air, and then we'll try to pick our favorite here. But this is, I mean, it does say, regrettably, Kevin's contributions on the Trash Cash podcast leave much to be desired. It becomes evident that he lacks the same level of knowledge and experience as his co-host. His insights often lack depth and fail to provide meaningful value to the audience, while Dave and Carrie bring expertise and
It's so
actionable
true.
advice.
I've been saying this for weeks.
Oh my god.
Kevin's presence can
crazy.
be very underwhelming, and his lack of competence becomes apparent. It would benefit Kevin to invest more
Charisma
time in
doesn't have
research
that
and
either.
preparation to improve his contributions to the podcast.
I appreciate the sarcasm here. See,
It's
I'm
so
appreciating the sarcasm.
It's so good.
You're not appreciating the sarcasm.
Oh, why? Yeah, Carrie's just believing it's all true. I mean, I'll send you this, Kevin. You got to read it. It's really good. I mean, it does say...
It's pretty good. It's well
is.
written.
Well, with an impressive... We're talking about me. With an impressive track record of success. There's the biggest joke of the whole
I
thing.
love it. I love that they did that with a straight face. This whole
He
it's
effortlessly
great.
shares his wealth of knowledge and practical tips with listeners. Dave's ability to find hidden treasures and negotiate profitable deals is a testament to his expertise.
I will say you get a bum rap for that. Dave is
Yeah,
a far better
yeah.
picker than people.
Dave is a really good picker.
And the problem is he does pick. He picks great stuff. But then, I mean, he's buying plush, Carrie. Dawn would laugh at him. I'm like, what are you buying some of this stuff for?
He's just
Yeah,
got a soft
yeah.
spot for plushes. I hear it. I do the same thing with cards. So
Carrie's deep understanding of the reselling industry makes her an invaluable asset to the Trash
Makes
Cash
her.
podcast. Her expertise
Makes
in
her.
market trends, pricing strategies, and niche reselling opportunities is evident in her insightful discussions. Carrie's ability to break down complex concepts into accessible information helps beginners grasp the fundamentals of reselling. Her enthusiasm and dedication. That's too many times for it to be an accident at this point.
Oh, it's not. It's not.
All right,
That's
whatever.
too funny.
Thank you
I
guys
like
for
the part where
Yes.
Kevin contributes nothing. That was my
Yeah,
favorite part.
yeah, that was really good. That was really good. Oh my gosh, this is fun. It's really getting aggressive here in some of these, but wow.
We are kind of
That's a
like
show.
we are kind of like a meaner Let's Do Lunch. We're a little bit
Yeah.
meaner than they
Yeah,
are.
we're like, don't do lunch with us.
Speaking
I'll
of,
eat alone.
my wife's going on there. I gave her a whole list. I did all her preparation for it, and she threw it in the trash.
Oh, she's going off script immediately.
Yeah.
When is that happening? When do we get to watch that?
I don't know when it comes out. I don't know. When do they release? Fridays or something? I don't know when they release.
Yes, yeah, Friday.
They
I
don't
think,
release
at like
Tuesdays at 9 like Reseller Information Network. That's a bad decision. Speaking of, after this is over, go over there and check them out. They're doing Hack Camp.
1. Yep. Hack camp. All right, this is it. It wasn't that long. We did okay. We got it in pretty quick. Thank you guys for watching Trash Cash Podcast. We're sorry we're awful, but we're not really sorry. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. See you next time.